Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the final matches of Week 4. It's Premier. It's the top league. First matchup of the night. The Rhythm, the Rangers, joined alongside me here tonight. It's Iwu once again as we casted a legendary series last night as well for Challenger. But looking at this Rangers team, it's completely different. Boone, Risser, and Spade, all drafted to this Hibbing franchise, are all gone. They're all into free agency or retired. Now the team is looking like trash. Latumos, or Latimus, however you want to say it, a returning player, and Fishy. So a completely different look for the Hibbing Rangers to try to turn their season around in Premier.
Yeah, for sure. Hibbing have definitely made a lot of roster moves. We'll see how that pays out in like all of their leagues. But on the other side, they're playing the Rochester Rhythm, who only made one change. They brought in Midas, and they're going to try and continue their winning ways and try and build that momentum going into next week and then the major after. But as I believe that there's going to be a sub for the Rangers. I think Ghosty's playing, so...
And that's Ghosty has shown what he's been able to do in Premier. He hit like a sidewall redirect in one of the Premier games he played in. So he's gotten experience in all levels of play, as his original draft spot was Rising Star. I think he's now actively playing in Challenger. And now he's playing in Premier while Fishy is unavailable. And so, definitely don't underestimate this Burnsville team. It's a completely new team. I don't think these players have any chemistry in terms of past teams together, but it's completely different on the other side for the Rhythm. Midas and Calster have been together for quite some time. Not necessarily teammates, but have been playing with each other for quite some time. And then Skies, I believe at one point, I was thinking he teamed with Midas, but that's not the case. But Skies, a returning player, was on the St. Paul Senators for a tiny bit. Almost made a run with them to Season 7 LAN, but got knocked out in the play-ins. So right now we're just currently waiting on nobody. They're all here, and we will take you guys into our first match of the night. It is going to be Game 1, the Rochester Rhythm going up against the Hibbing Rangers. Let's get it underway.
Yep, so in this one, I'll start my prediction off. I think Pops would be too happy if I picked against the Rangers, so I'm gonna support the franchise and support my teammate Ghosty, and I'll go Hibbing in 5.
I think this has the potential to go to a long series, but Rochester, a new addition. They used to have Fishy. They would have originally played against their former teammate, but of course Ghosty's here. And with that being said, this Rochester team still, on paper, the better team in this matchup, but we're going to have to see how this one starts out. Skies, their first round pick, as Dicey chose him to lead the Rochester squad. Calster, a player we've seen on Rochester a plentiful amount of times in Challenger and Premier. Not at Rising Star, unfortunately. He has not creeped into that territory just yet. But a lot of experience on this Rochester side, and Latumos, a player returning, had played in majority of the seasons, I believe, at one point or another, if not all of them, as Ghosty's going to fire a shot, saved by Calster. And if you didn't know, Calster is the next Zen, according to Alpha Kep, after he peak saved on him twice on a Twitter clip. So, gotta give respect to the main man himself, Mr. Calster. But Skies, it's a 3v1. Midas looking for Trash on the back end. Not able to get to save his Trash. And Calster able to put it away for the first goal for the Rhythm.
Yeah, and that nasty goal there from Rochester. Got a little bit dirty with the Debo. Good, did a great pass from Skies, and Calster's going to put that away every day. I will say, Calster's my goat, so
yes,
I see the comparison. But we'll see how Hibbing respond here. There's a reset. Ghosty has to race back to get it. Skies bangs it off the backboard. Midas up. Beats a ball. I don't know if he got a touch on that, but we'll see if Hibbing can kind of slow down the play here. kind of getting suffocated to their own end, and definitely not what you want to see, even with the sub. Even if Ghosty's hit some clips, still, he's playing 2 tiers higher than he was drafted. So see how he can adjust and how fast that can happen before the series gets out of hand.
Yeah, and they're not playing up against an easy opponent at all. Calster from the left side, saved by Lat. And, I mean, it's going to be a game 1 for them to get settled in for sure. I feel like we're going to see them on defense for quite some time here. That's a good beat from Ghosty. Loved playing with Skies and Rank 2s. Had some wins there queued into each other. It was a plentiful time winning, as it always is. But Rhythm up 1-0, and the Rangers right now are sort of battling this midfield right now, as Trash is able to get it front field, and Trash, a player who's going to really disrupt you if you're not quick enough. He's one of the fastest players we've seen in Premier. Is going to demo you, take you out of the way, beat you to the ball, whatever it may take. It'll be with speed. As that one goes to the midfield, Trash beats to the backboard. Lat's going to take a 50, but this Rhythm defense, with the players on this team, it's going to be so difficult for the Rangers to get anything going. I think you got to lean towards physicality, as Calster goes for the musty flick. Not able to get anything going there.
Yeah, so we're kind of seeing that midfield line be the point of attack. And speaking of the tip of the spear, it's Midas. He delivers a goal, and it's 2-0 to Rochester. Just Trash kind of gives it away. A good touch again from Skies. He's been the facilitator so far, 2 assists for him. And he's been giving his teammates easy opportunities. They always are going to deliver. And Rochester finding their footing here in game 1.
And just such a good initial touch off the backboard to get it around that defender on the backboard, then left Ghosty in a difficult spot to save it. Could not get the touch. And then Midas, well, arguably he could have made the touch, but Midas beat him to the ball. And so Rhythm up by 2 with about just under 90 seconds to play here. Trash upfield looking for Ghosty, but Sky's able to cut that one out. Midas looking for a midfield bump. Latimus on his own net. Misses the Psycho on his backboard. And it's still going to be dangerous. But they do get a demo and a clear out. Ghosty trying to trail behind this ball. He goes mid quick, but nobody there from the Rhythm. I guess Ghosty comes in late with the demo. Trash over to the right side. And this, keep in mind, this is a completely new team. Of course, Ghosty has been on the Rangers franchise, ever since the beginning of the draft. But Latimus and Trash, I don't believe they've teamed together at any point during MCS in its history. So this will be their first game playing together, as well as with Ghosty. So not the worst result, being down by 2. And Lat's got an open net. 35 seconds left. They finally break through, and it's an overcommit from the Rhythm.
Yeah, Skies and Calster just playing a bit too high up. Midas caught a no man's land on the left side. Latimus sinks it. And, I mean, plenty of time here for Hibbing, even with this new team. Maybe this one. Oh, no. We jinxed it. Midas gets a third for Rochester. Right off the kickoff.
Just when you thought they might have a small chance of getting back into this one, it's an even smaller chance now, as a kickoff goal goes in the favor of the Rhythm. And they might just win another one here, as Skies in the air cannot get this one on net. But with 20 seconds remaining, and with Rochester with the boost advantage, and with Midas acting like it's free play, the Rhythm here comfortably gonna take game number 1. It's gonna need to be a very quick goal from the Rangers, with time to spare as well for the next goal, as Ghosty can't get around it. 5 seconds left, and it looks like we found our game 1 victors. It's going to be the Rochester Rhythm, as they're going to keep the ball up and delay us even more. There we go. Rochester takes game number 1.
Yeah, good showing from the Rhythm. Only 1 goal allowed, kind of on overcommit, but that's something that I think you'll see cleaned up. For Hibbing, they just got caught off guard a bit in the first half of this game, but looked a lot better towards the end. And I really do think we're gonna have a good series coming our way.
Yep, a feeler game for both teams. I still do think Rochester looked quite better. They had control most of the game. Other than that mistake on their end where it kind of let the Rangers creep back in, it was all the Rochester rhythm. So, but this might be a good opportunity. Trash maybe looking for the bump, but what a save from Skies on the defensive end to dodge the bump and to get the touch out into safety as Midas gets more on the ball as well. It takes a 50 after bumping a Ranger player back towards their end as Skies not able to 50 this one as Trash tries to bully his way through the corner. But now Calster looking up for Skies as Skies goes to the left side. Trash now to collect, just going to cross this one in front of his net, going to take a good 50. As Lat now, it's going to be 2 players in net, but a really good flick from Lat. It's off the bar. Ghosty now to double it down, but Skies is able to get a touch out as just happened to go underneath Skies. Good read from him to get Rochester back onto offense.
Yeah, Hibbing have definitely looked on the attack more so far. Kind of just going end to end here, not trying to set up the offensive pressure, playing off the counter attack. As Skies goes up for it, he will touch it over Ghosty, but no real threat for Hibbing at the moment. Midas sends it back through the corner and nothing happening there. But boost kind of running low as Calster does take that, or he does not get the boost, but it doesn't matter because Skies will score it. 1-0 Rochester, and Hibbing's defense, I feel like they were set up fine. It's just a better shot from Skies. Ghosty leaving the net there, and Skies will make you pay.
Yep. Great placement and power on the shot from Skies. You had Trash covering the back wall, and then you had Ghosty covering that post, and it somehow just gets right behind Ghosty and goes to the bottom left corner. Absolutely threading the needle on that shot, and it's going to put them up 1-0 once again, as it could be a second goal here for Calster. Not for Calster, excuse me, but for the Rhythm. As just gets a touch out, Midas there to help out. Ghosty a bit awkward on the back wall, can't cover it in time, nor can Lat. And the Rhythm up by 2.
Yeah, Calster with a good shot there, right from the right side, sneaks it across the net. And the kickoff game from Rochester has been devastating for Hibbing. 3-0, their second goal just off a kickoff. Skies just barrels his way through. It's a tough read for Lat. And the easiest goal of his life.
Yep.
2 minutes in, and it's been all Rochester.
Yep, this is a much more, honestly thought game 1 would be similar to this. They just needed, game to get into it. As this one, though, response from Latimus, the Tumos. I never know what to say. Or Lat, can be anything. What a dunk from Trash to the backboard. And Skies tries to make an attempt to beat Lat there to the ball, but can't even get a piece on it. As the Rangers, they've got time. They're able to get one into the back of the net. But are they able to keep up consistent pressure, I think is the question for me. As Midas ground double attempt underneath. Trash on the defense. And with a response like that, I don't think there's any hope for the Rangers right now.
Oh my god. What a shot from Midas.
Thinks he's first killer.
Why he got picked up. Yeah, that's disgusting. And absolutely disheartening if you are the Hibbing Rangers, because you get a goal and then you give one right back up. Skies can't get around that ball. Midas keeps it middle. Guys back out to Calster, but Latimus cuts it out. Gonna need some more magic from Hibbing if they want to come back in this one and try and find their place in this series. It's been all Rochester so far. A good save off a good attempt from Hibbing. That one sent across. Trash. Nothing else on it. Ghosty up early, but he's beat. Latimus gonna have to race back. Skies.
It goes for the
challenging.
boost.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Actually, I think that's a close.
Double commit
from Hibbing. Skies towards the net. It is in. It's getting out of hand, Wolf.
Yep. It's getting definitely out of hand. 5-1 here, 2:19 to play. Skies with his another slow shot. Don't know if that was as slow as his previous one where it waterfalled down to him off the kickoff. But regardless, Rochester up by 4 here. Trash now with a pop touch. Midas there to deny. It's a double commit now, and Rochester's got numbers. Latimus to the backboard, not able to get a touch. Skies double off of Trash's car, I believe, and into the back of the net. It's just disaster for Hibbing.
Yeah, the Rhythm are finding their stride no matter what Hibbing do. It is just not going their way today. It's 6-1. There's still 2 minutes left. We could be seeing a historic goal scoring output from Rochester if they keep this up.
Yep. I mean, 5 goal difference. It's just all the Rhythm, and to have that happen in game 2 as opposed to game 1 is huge. Now they're gonna go up on a match point, up 2-0, force the Rangers to reverse sweep in a series where they've had 0 control. Skies to take a trip to South America, to Brazil. 7-1 for the Rhythm in game number 2. It is just an absolute masterclass from the Rhythm.
5 goals on 5 shots for Skies. 800 points. We still have we have a minute 45 to play, and Trash is up. Calster was awkward there. We might be seeing 1,000 from Skies at this rate, as he gets a save there to rack up some more points. But can he find another goal? Can we see 8? The biggest goal scoring output we've seen on stream, I believe this season, is 9 from, I believe it was Burnsville Rising Star the other night. But Rochester are trying to beat that record. Skies the reset up to Calster, almost, and they are just freestyling in a league play match.
And I mean, once you're down by this much, and the team starts to play somewhat differently, they're trying to pre-jump each other and stuff like that. It opens up opportunities, but you're not used to playing against pre-jumping teammates on the other side, pre-jumping enemies, and it just makes it even more difficult to try to read what your opponents are doing. But this game is done in wraps. 40 seconds left. This one gonna go all the way to the corner as Midas pushes it out. Might have just set up Lat for a shot. Skies to the backboard, gets a touch. Latimus gets a ghost touch, I believe. Midas out to clear it, but just running the clock down at this point, as Skies might find another goal. As I gotta check the scoreboard, 1,100 points, shooting 6 for 7 with 3 saves to their name. It is just, I mean, of course it's insult to injury at this point. They're already dead. Just let this game go out, please, Cal. Off the kickoff. Looking to bait in Trash. Midas could turn this one around, but Latimus to deny. Do you think they get 9 here?
I don't know if there's time.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. I was expecting them to get 8, so you never know. And
you got an own goal at this point. Set up the Barcelona, but
yeah. What do you think Hibbing have to do to get at least a game in this one?
Well, they gotta not concede 8 goals in a game.
That would be a good start. Oh, Midas. Good touch away.
Well, Rhythm take game number 2 in the most convincing fashion we've seen in a while from any team. And they're looking to sweep this series if it keeps up. I mean, you're looking at the likes of shooting 8 for 13 as a team. And I mean, Rangers had 10 shots to their name, but just only 1 to come out of it. And I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, I guess we go next, and hope that it's not as much of a blowout as it was in this game. I think there's a lot of things the Rangers need to fix to be able to get back into this one, and it's a must-win situation here now. They're down 0-2, 1 game away from conceding the series. And with the way that Rochester's playing, I mean, they're getting better and better as the series goes on. It is just going to be so difficult. I feel like they got to get blessed with some kickoff goals if they want to have a chance to take a game off of the Rhythm.
Yeah, Ghostly goes missing there. It's a pass out to Latimus, though, and they double commit, but it's a good save no matter what for Rochester. Latimus back in, trash in the Octane, a good shot on. Calster reads that one. He's there. The infield passes worked, but have they caught him out? They will. And Skies just keeps on scoring.
Yep.
It's 1-0 to the Rhythm.
Skies is padding the stats right now. I think he had 6 goals last game at least. Now he's got the first one in game number 3. And just 22 seconds in, it's rhythm. It's a long goal. Don't want to be conceding those as Calster, not the best quality of pass from him. Going to be denied by Ghosty, who demos him and takes the ball up, 50s it over to the left. Lat plays it up off the wall. Trash and Ghosty both commit. Nobody's there necessarily yet. Calster with the big demo. Sky is chasing Lat. They're just demoing them for fun, I feel like, at this point, making their play even harder to deal with. As a minute is gone, and the Rangers in front of the net have an opportunity, but I'm telling you, this rhythm defense, the Rangers put on a shot earlier a passing play that was quality. It's just the defense from Rochester that doesn't allow it to go through. And alongside that, with their incredible offensive prowess, it's just so difficult for Hibbing to do anything against this team.
Yeah, even with Rochester being 2-3 now, I mean, I know they made a roster move for Midas, and he's been very good. Calster the shot, and it's saved. But, I mean, this team just looks insanely different. Little fun fact that I've discovered. Rochester's last 2 series have both been sweeps. They swept once, they got swept once. And all of their series have either been sweeps or they've gone to Game 5. So, I know it's 1-0 here, but I'm gonna change my prediction to a Rochester sweep. I don't see Hibbing coming back in this one.
You're not gonna get your parlay if you do that, but
yeah.
This one's gonna be sent all the way back. And I mean, it's still a 1-goal game. They are on offense off of this healing, pinching it to each other and passing, going for anything really at this point. Could be an opportunity for Lat. Can't get it around Skies. Ghosty gonna go missing. As Ghosty kicks it out mid, nobody really there in the vicinity for the Hibbing Rangers just yet. Calster off the wall, delaying that flip, forcing an awkward touch from Lat, but able to recover in time. And here comes Lat for the demos, maybe on the receiving end of the pass from Trash, but right now, I mean, they've got pressure, but can they keep it up and can they convert it into a goal? Latimus off the ceiling will get a touch, but Calster just waits patiently on the backboard. Skies to pop it over the defender. Trash flip reset. Gets one more touch. Latimus off of the wall. Trash shot going to be denied by Midas. No boosts are going to concede the possession to Ghosty as the Rangers are on offense for bits and bits at a time, but can they score is the question. They need to be able to tie.
Yeah, for Rochester, their defense isn't even just like, let's just sit on the goal line and save everything. They're going to the ball, and they're making Hibbing try and beat them, and they haven't been able to. Most of Hibbing's goals have just came off mistakes. And from Rochester, and that one rattles the crossbar. Midas scores. Calster gets credit for the pass, but I think he's going to want that back regardless.
Yeah.
2-0 Rochester.
Calster and Midas both honestly fighting for goals in this series at this point, as Sky's kind of just stealing all of them. Not really stealing, but scoring all of them. But they're up by 2 now, making it less and less likely the Rangers have a say in this one. It's a pinch pass mid. Good save, though, from Lat. Now I'm interested to see what this team's going to be able to do if Fishy can show up and if they can form some sort of chemistry, because they've got players to do some damage on this squad. Just right now, it's their first series playing together, and it's with, a sub who's, I think it's their second time in Premier for Ghosty. Player that's experienced all different types. In Rising Star and Challenger and Premier. That's a great shot to make the defense awkward enough to own goal from Trash.
Yeah, Trash with it's a good enough shot to force the own goal, and it cuts the lead to 1 with 1:10 left. Midas loses that kickoff. Trash with a chance, but that Sky's just going for it. A great pass, Skies towards net, and all the hard work it took for that one goal is canceled out in a flash.
It's all gone away. Calster to Skies downfield. They've both got the vision for each other. It's a simple counterattack pass. Good quality shot to put it over Ghosty towards the top right corner. And like you said, it took an amazing shot out of Trash to put them in an awkward spot on defense for them to own goal. Ghosty now pops it up mid. Interesting pass, and it might go through the defense. Calster with an incredible save. Cannot get another touch, but is just waiting on the backboard here. Latimus shot denied, and Ghosty's all the way back in the corner. Midas now 1v1, gonna take it low. and puts it into the back of the net, 50s it through and doubles it. Just, I don't know if you can do much if you're Ghosty here. Such well played, just incredible stuff out of Midas here, really. And I mean, they were already up 2, they're now up by 3 with 40 seconds left. It's looking like the Rhythm are gonna sweep this series here. Iwu.
Yeah, it was close for like 9 seconds. The Rhythm cementing themselves with this new roster, just taking it to Hibbing. I mean, outscoring them 12-1 in just 2 games, and we don't even count the other game. It's been, 12-2. It's been complete domination, but trash downfield. Sky saves it because why not? Callister up, and that will. I mean, this series has been over for a minute, but the ball just waiting to be hit to the ground. Trash lets it hit, and the Rhythm sweep our first series of the day.
Yep, they get this done nice and quickly as the Rhythm just destroy the Rangers with that roster. The new pickup of Midas definitely paying off. All 3 players look comfortable with each other. They look great on defense. They look great on offense. I could easily see these players, even with their record coming into this change, I think honestly makes them contenders for it all, especially in that top 4 conversation. But just absolutely ran through the Rangers. Gonna have to see how they play against, one of the higher up teams compared to the Rangers, like a full lineup. That's one of the undefeated teams maybe. I think they really could do some damage here. Just gonna see how that plays out, as that'll be it for our first matchup of the night. The Rhythm sweep the Rangers in 3. And our next matchup going to be the Omaha Buffalo going up against our very own Stewie. Our very own Stewie. Going to be playing in that one. We'll be back in about 15 minutes-ish to start at around 3:45 for that matchup.
just being in love. Everything will be alright. Through the darkness, through the night, no fear anymore. No fear anymore. No fear anymore.
Some teenage paradise. We laughed until the sunrise. Nowhere to go, just drive. Lost in the look in your eyes. I miss those nights when I loved you. I've been thinking and I know that love is so bad. And after all that we've been through, I know for sure that there is nobody else. I miss those nights when I loved you. I've been thinking and I know that love is so bad. And after all that we've been through, I know for sure that there is nobody else. I miss those nights when I loved you. I've been thinking and I know that love is so bad. And after all that we've been through, I know for sure that there is nobody else. I miss those nights when I loved you. I've been thinking and I know that love is so bad. And after all that we've been through, I know for sure that there is nobody else.
I know it's coincidental, but I'm getting kinda mental. Cause every time I'm busy, yeah, your mood goes straight south. When I try to reassemble, and you're not feeling level, but I can't be the only one that's helping you out. I didn't apply to sacrifice all of myself to you. Oh, and all of my time was wasted trying to be there to get you through. Oh, I'm working the night shift, spending all of my time helping your mind shift while I'm losing mine. Working the night shift, think I'm going blind. Cause every time you're crying, I can't see right. Clocking in till I'm all worked out. I got a psychic now, yeah, with a therapy couch. But you attention like I pay my rent. And when the last one sank, got a brand new tech. Try to give you the benefit, give you all of my credit, but I think we come to the end of it. You've been maxing it out. I don't have much to give. Oh, I'm working the night shift, spending all of my time helping your mind shift while I'm losing mine. Working the night shift, think I'm going blind. Cause every time you're crying, I can't see right. You fall asleep too fast. I hope my head don't crash. Don't think that I can last. You're supportive. Sometimes I need the same. Been falling through my brain. I gave myself away. Cause I need you. I thought this was a two-way track. Turned around and now there's no way back. Close my eyes and drift away. Oh, I'm working the night shift, spending all of my
Came from a broken home. I've seen so many people go. Learn to make it on my own. It's easier for me to be alone. So how are you? Keep cutting through. Claiming you're not like the other guys. And only if I could give you a chance. Show me that you mean it. We'll feel some type of way.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our second matchup of the night, the Omaha Buffalo taking on the Minneapolis Miracles. Alongside me here tonight, once again, for our final casting of the night together is Iwu again. And this time around, we get to make fun of Stewie on stream. Fun time.
That's all that really matters to me. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I mean, same. Of course, he can't produce because he's playing, and then I'd happened to play my premiere match on Thursday. So shout out to me for streaming the last two nights. But regardless, the Miracles, they're currently sitting at 1-4. Their only win was to me, which is just rigged. I just know Stewie has his ways with rigging the game. But they're 1-4. They've got a win over the derecho. On the other side, the Buffalo currently sitting positive at 3-2 in a much more comfortable spot. But the Miracles recently have thrown in Catomac, who originally was their challenger first round pick. I think signed up a bit late after the Premier draft, because I think he would have gone Premier, but happened to just swap Slip and Catomac, so now Slip's on the Challenger team for Minneapolis, and now Catomac is now their starter. So we will get these players into the game right now, as, looking at, both sides, the Miracles, they're playing a lot better than they have from their previous 4 losses. But game number 1, Buffalo could be favored to win this, but in terms of standings, of course, but the Miracles are starting to heat up as things go through. So expect it to be a super close series. Iwu, who you got winning this one?
Well, as much as I don't want to bet, as much as I don't want to pick Stewie, I'm gonna go with Minneapolis, just because I do know from what I remember, Cato would have gone Premier this year, but I think he wasn't available on
the draft day.
Oh yeah, on Saturday. So I've heard he's going first round Premier, so I'm gonna take them. I think they have the stronger squad. The results don't reflect how this team's gonna be. And give me Minneapolis in 3.
Yep, and in 3, it's another sweep. That'd be nice for stream. But I expect this to go close. I think the Miracles, I want Stewie to win, so I have the Miracles in 5. Catomac just taking over this game right now, though. 45 seconds in, and he's got his second goal, and this one's just an open net. Great place, not really open, had to shoot it behind Bubbly Reaper. Good quality shots out of Catomac to start things off for the Miracles.
Yeah, he slowed the ball down there off the bounce, made it so that nobody's going to be able to get to it, but Tater with the demo. Cato going to have to wait. He'll go up to block Bubbly. It's a double fake. Stewie up. He'll just tap it to Daffy. Daffy, where's Jives? Jives comes out on top. And Minneapolis look to regain their control as Stewie launches downfield. Right to Tater. And Omaha down 2 goals early in this one. Plenty of time for them. That one's launched middle. Nothing there going for them. And the offense so far, not too enthusiastic.
Wow.
Oh, my. Speaking of offense, Cato with a hat trick already. And in his premier debut, he's doing exactly what Minneapolis needs right now. It's 3-0.
And I mean, it's a heat check. It's the good old Kyle Korver back on the Hawks. Could not miss anything. Now he's got 3 goals to his name. I thought that would just be, you know, I mean, it would have been good even if it wasn't on target. It would have been a threatening space for, threatening ball for Buffalo to deal with. It's barred down and in from that angle. And Katomac playing phenomenally well as he gets the demo, gets it around the defender. Can he put it away? Kato is just taking this series all by himself.
4 goals already, and we're not even at the halfway point. What is this guy up to? And who, I mean, like, this is insane. What a debut for him in game 1. Omaha look lost, and the Miracles are thriving.
And I mean, just constant pressure of the game from the Miracles as Daffy goes off of the ceiling, denied by Jives. The backboard as Reaper tries to find Tater, but they don't find any success on that play as it's a shot. Jives awkward, gonna put it into the back of his net as Buffalo get their first. And I'm looking for the Buffalo once things start to settle down for them. I'm looking at the physicality on the side of Bubbly, Reaper, and Tater. I feel like they can wreak havoc on any team they play against with their physicality. They just have to get comfortable into the series. But right now, Miracles starting off very strong.
Yeah, Buffalo, I really want to see them get started into this series. Jives makes up for his mistake. He gets a goal on the other side, and Minneapolis just having their way with Buffalo, with the Buffalo right now. It's, I mean, it's been all them. Omaha's had the one goal. It wasn't exactly like the greatest chance, but hey, it went in, and maybe they just need something to fall their way and let them find their footing in this series, as game 1 looks to be going the exact opposite way of how you want it to start, and kind of following the trend of blowouts so far on Premier's Saturday.
Yep, so far, I mean, in this game 1, we've seen responses that go the exact opposite way, as Daffy on target forces 2 out of Minneapolis to save it. But I mean, just the effort from all 3 players right now. I mean, it was an individual effort from Jives at the start for sure, but Daffy does win it to the backboard, and Kato's forced to make a touch. I mean, just on that previous play, you had Stewie putting it in an awkward spot for the defense over one of the defenders, and then you had him threatening the bump. The threat of the bump didn't even matter because the defender was not even playing. They weren't even playing back post. They were like covering maybe like a low midfield pass, so the net was just wide open. And now Buffalo might have a chance. Tater top left, gonna be off the mark. Daffy commits, but Katomac's gonna win. And I feel like the one thing that's gonna make this Minneapolis team scary, even though their current record is 1-4, they're very quick with what they do. All 3 players constantly back each other. Doesn't matter if they've got boost or not, and that just puts so much pressure on the opposing team as Tater looks for a double. Stewie goes missing. The double doesn't come through. Daffy shot. Bottom left. 90 seconds to play. The Miracles still up by 3, but Buffalo are creeping their way back into this game.
Yeah, Tater missing the double there. Honestly, the best thing that could have happened. Stewie had a red, and not expecting the miss. It's an easy tap in for the Buffalo, and 3-goal lead. Still, I think Minneapolis controlling this game very well. Cato looking for a 5th. Cato, no. Stewie goes up, and it's gonna be Jives back for a bit. He just dives in, does win the 50, but Cato on no boost. Daffy again. He's been the offense so far for Omaha as Bubbly Reaper takes a 50. Cato dunks Stewie, and we go the other way. Minneapolis just looking to close this one out. Omaha looking for a very unlikely comeback with how this game started. The infield pass cut off, and I've liked what Omaha has shown in these last, I'd say, like 2 or so minutes.
Yeah, I mean, they're starting to slow the play down. They're trying to find each other. Just some good structured defense from Minneapolis to stop that attempt at passing to each other. But really, when the Miracles are flying high on offense, it's the perfect counter for any team, but more so Buffalo, because it doesn't allow them to set up, you know, the physicality that they want to chase the demos when everyone's going supersonic speed. at all times, you can't be really efficient with your bumps and demos, and so it's just really putting pressure on the Buffalo right now to find an answer. That's a good play, but again, it's again denied by Stewie, as he denied a passing play earlier, and with 3 seconds left, that will 100% seal game number 1, and it'll go to the Minneapolis Miracles, as we had a chance at another goal, but I think the player got demoed out of the way. Minneapolis takes game 1 regardless.
Yeah, what a start. They started hot. They kind of cooled off towards the end, but I mean, when you get out to a 4-goal lead, good things are going to happen. And Cato dropping 850 in his premier debut for this season. What a start. And Minneapolis looking to increase their lead and go on to triple match point in game 2. As I believe we're getting a car change from Tater. Omaha looked fine. They just need to not get
yeah, the Cato Mac effect at the start of the game. I mean,
yeah,
just 4 straight from them, and such a great individual performance. If you're the Miracles, I don't think you can rely on that though. For him to have such a great, he can have a great series, but to expect them to do the same in the following games, we're gonna need to see the team start to step up, as well as I think they still have the edge here from the way that the team is playing. I just think this will be a closer match. I'm not expecting a huge blowout start like we saw from game 1, but if it happens again, I mean, just chalk it up, because the Miracles, I guess they just feel good on the day, because they're looking to go 2-4 and put the Buffalo to even at 50, at a 50-50 record, as game number 2 commences, and it's already in the corner for Jives. Tater's gonna beat out one Bubbly Reaper. Gets demoed off the pitch. Tater now looking for the bump onto Stewie. He's able to make a good play. Gets it out into the safety of the corner, but Bubbly Reaper to the backboard. Catomac over the right side. Tater with the bump. Now Daffy over to the right side, going to be taken control of by Jives. As Stewie beats him to the backboard, it's open, but I don't know. If you hit this angle, I'm ending the stream. So I'm glad you didn't hit that angle. That would have been inhuman from Catomac. But starting to see the Buffalo get comfortable, at least with their physicality. And we've seen plentiful, chances from them in the later half of that game number 1, where they were trying to pass to each other. If we can see the combination of that, those opportunities go through with the physicality, I could really see this being a close series. But right now, minute gone, it is tied 0-0, and right now Buffalo are on offense.
Yeah, Buffalo, they staved off the early game onslaught from Minneapolis. That's the reason they lost game 1. And now that we've kind of gotten settled into this game, Buffalo's physical play and their play style finally getting to come to a head here and trying to just impose their will on Minneapolis. Still goalless, but I really do like these play style differences between these two teams. Omaha, they're going to go for those physical plays, and Minneapolis has just been all speed and we're just faster than you are. But it doesn't matter when Daffy blots home his 3rd goal of the series and his first of this game to give the Buffalo the lead.
Great shot from the corner. Jives had pretty much all of it covered except for that close post. That's exactly where Daffy put it. And it's a lead for the Buffalo after around 2 minutes of play here. And they were about to win the kickoff until Stewie comes in and blocks Bubbly Reaper, as Tater now takes to the skies. Gets one touch, maybe goes for a flip reset, denied by Cato, but good positioning from Daffy to take it over 1. To the backboard it goes, denied by Jives. And now Jives looking to counterattack as he gets demoed, but Catomac around Tater, looking for a crazy angle. Stewie gonna stuff it in, and the Miracles will tie with a phenomenal setup from Catomac, but an even better 50 from Stewie.
Yeah, a little bit of yamp time from Stewie. Just sending it right to the weight room. Stewie ties us up with 2:45 to play, and I mean, they needed that one. It was It was just a good team play from the both of them. A good 50 from Kato. Out to Jives. Jives back to Kato. Was looking for the redirect. Can't find it. Just touch was too slow. Stewie just diving in. Going again across. Bubbly Reaper will catch. Trying to find Tater. No. He'll go with the 50. Stewie towards net. Kato off the backboard. Where's Jives? He's there. He won't slot it. A great save from Daffy to keep this game level, but an even better 50 from Tater. Daffy up for his fourth save. Somehow, Jives keeps this out. Tater, backboard, no double, and we go the other way. Wolf, I mean, it is just lightning fast action for both these teams with 2 minutes to play here in game 2.
If the Miracles forced onto defense, they're able to hang on for the time being, and now they're going to have to deal with another onslaught of pressure as Jives gets 2 dunks, actually. Now Daffy comes in off of the post it goes. Tater now just kind of touches it in the same spot. It's out to Stewie, gets it past Bubbly Reaper. Catomac gets a close touch. Stewie trying to use that physicality of his to get through the defense. Daffy, good shots, forced Jives to make a bad touch, but a really good touch from Catomac all the way downfield. Stewie now does get 1 pass out with the bump as well. It's on target, saved by Tater. Shot gonna be denied again by Tater, and another 50. Tater is just everywhere on the defensive end for the Buffalo as a minute approaches, and it is still a 1-1 game.
Yeah, I have no idea how they kept that ball out. I mean, that was great shots from Minneapolis. Still gotta just work for that other one, for that 1 goal. But we go under a minute. Daffy off the corner, down to himself. Tater, I believe, was looking for a bump. He does get the demo, and that's a miss by Tater. Kato, no boost. Bubbly Reaper just bangs it downfield right to Stewie. Stewie lofts it high into the air. He'll try and go again, but now just kind of out of the play. Jive's the only one with boost. He'll dive in. Kato gets the boost and goes along with it. Looking for the second touch. He'll get the 50. Where's the follow? Not there. Daffy away. But Jives waiting down to ground. Stewie last back. Went for the boost. And we'll get back in time. Bubbly Reaper plays it through the corner. Stewie missing. And Tater buries it with 20 seconds left.
Huge goal for the Buffalo, and it's a good pass from Reaper. Stewie cannot get up to the ball in time. Jive's not expecting the miss. Just like that, it was a matter of one team crumbling because both sides were playing phenomenal defense and both had quality pressure at the same time. It just came down to one little crack in the defense, and it might have just given them this game as they are still on offense. 10 seconds left. Tater shot off the right side forces Stewie and Jive to commit. 3 seconds left. Cato towards mid to the backboard. Oh, it's going to drop though. Tater does get a touch. Stewie has 1 touch and it will be kept up for the time being. Catomac goes to control. Has no more. Daffy to the ground. The Omaha Buffalo will take game number 2 and tie up the series.
Or a 5-2 loss. Minneapolis tried to retake their lead here in game 3, but a good series so far between 2 evenly matched teams.
I mean, we're gonna hop right into game number 3. A much needed response. An interesting ending though for the Miracles after looking so good in that game number 1. There's a mistake that decides a much closer game as we finally get everyone in as they were waiting for Bubbly Reaper to head into the game. As game 3 commences, the winner of this goes on to match point. Tater shot denied by Stewie on the goal line off of the crossbar. They somehow keep it out. And now Stewie once again just has 1. We're going to run out of boost. Tater now off of the ceiling. The follow-up is not there though, so you somewhat like the idea to put it in a spot where your teammates should be. That's a great shot from Tater. Follows it up as well. Gonna be denied by Stewie. Puts it towards net. Bubbly Reaper gonna catch this one. Gonna leave it for Daffy. Works his way off of the corner. Has 1 more around Jives. As now Catomac and Jives combine, but they still somehow stay behind the ball. as it'll finally go into the hands of Bubbly Reaper, who kind of just gives it away to Jives.
Yeah. Oh, Jive's trying to do his thing. Kato's gonna have to wait. And minute in, no goals, just like game 2, but that one's fired on. Jives just to go up and make that save. Tater all the way in the Miracles net looking for a bump. Jives, one more touch, gives it right to Reaper. Bubbly Reaper looking for anything. The pass middle, looking for the bump, because why not? That's all they do apparently. But it works. I mean, Jives downfield, nothing there, and Minneapolis has been pinned into their corner here in game 3. Daffy the shot. Jives comes and makes the save. You will not get the 50. Bubbly Reaper could have done with it, but no boost. Not a great touch from Kato, and Tater delivers with 3:30 on the clock. Omaha lead.
And Buffalo taking the lead again. They had to cover the backboard. 2 players commit, and Kato can only get a touch. That just ends up being a pass once again. The Miracles trailing once again in game number 3, as they did in game number 2. Now Tater up for this one. I mean, the Miracles, I mean, they look completely different. Then, of course, it was a walk in the park in game number 1 for them. They looked great. And now in these previous 2 games, that could be a goal from Stewie. Snipes it from midfield to tie us up. I think Buffalo have definitely gotten used to this series, as they've been playing a lot better ever since.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited to see what the rest of the series holds. I really do think we could be going the distance. These teams seem so evenly matched, but I don't know. I mean, it feels like most of Omaha's goals are coming off mistakes from the Miracles. Omaha is forcing them, but still, something you just want to see a bit cleaned up. And if they really want to take control of this series, Kato passes off to Stewie. Stewie, no double, as Bubbly Reaper did miss. He's still awkward. Kato takes the boost. He's going to leave it for Jives. Jives, one touch down to Kato. He'll take the 50. Stewie has to wait back, but he's taking all the boost. Stewie towards net. Oof. Kato for the block. It's just off. Jives on nothing. Stewie going to have to turn. Stewie in or towards net. And we stay tied at the halfway mark of this game.
And I mean, it's looking a lot like game number 2 right now, as the Miracles try to force their way onto offense. Bubbly Reaper over to the left side, denied by Stewie towards Katomac, who cannot get another touch. Tater no boost, just has 1 touch out. Daffy, at the cost of his life, is going to beat a player to the ball there, as Bubbly Reaper looks for a touch off the ground. It'll go high, going to be 50'd by Katomac, who tries to get another touch, but will settle for the 50 as Bubbly Reaper comes crashing in, as Tater trying to turn this one around. 14 boost, just going to take a 50, and it'll go towards Daffy maybe off the ceiling. Going to play it low, gets his flip reset, tries to bump Katomac off of the backboard, but Buffalo getting their fair share of chances here, as Daffy going to turn this one around. Is there going to be a mistake that gets them back into this game? Daffy high had a shot opportunity that was open, but ended up putting it high.
Yeah, Daffy has been very clinical on offense so far, not on that chance. But Stewie kind of just making his team awkward. The shot is just off. The follow from Daffy is wide. The angle was closed down pretty quickly. Jives will just make the save that was right at him. Downfield, Jives for the double. It's Daffy clearing it away. Kato keeps it in his hand. Gets the dunk as well. Kato no boost. Gets the bump on Tater. Stewie towards net. It is in. Under a minute to play. And Minneapolis takes the lead.
Such a great play from Katomac to set up that initial touch and then force the bump onto the next player. Sets up Stewie for a shot. If it was fast enough, it would go in, and it was definitely fast enough for it to go in. 50 seconds left. They do lead by 1, but Daffy could respond here, and again, he's high, had another chance. That's 2 that have gone high for Daffy, but Katomac to turn has a little bit of time. Beats Tater now, low boost to work with. Gets demoed by Bubbly Reaper, as he's got some space to work with. Takes the high shot, pre-jump pretty much by Stewie. Was ready for the powerful shot. And now Katomac, low boost, just putting some pressure on the Buffalo end. Stewie another shot, gonna force Daffy to make a difficult save, but 15 seconds left, it'll be given back to Jives, who now goes to Catomac. It'll drop down as Jives plays it to the backboard, has one more touch, and Tater gonna take possession here. Daffy, can they keep this ball up is the question. Catomac stalls enough time for the Miracles to take game number 3.
Yeah, for the Miracles, they do just survive, and I believe Daffy's going to go with a car change here. But backs against the wall, Miracles looking to close it out, and going to be a bit angry if this does go to 5 that they weren't able to close out that game 2. They have the lead, they're on match point. I think this game 4 is going to be one that we're going to be talking about for a bit. Both teams playing very well. It's been very close. We'll see what happens. I really want to see. I just want to see maybe Bubbly Reaper get a bit more involved in the offense.
Yeah, it seems like the Buffalo have had a few good stretches of offensive pressure, but they move the ball so quickly and so powerfully that they kind of lack control sometimes while doing so. And I mean, I don't blame them because the Miracles have been cutting off their passes when they try to slow it down. They're just trying to mix things up. And in game number 4, the Miracles, one more away from taking this series. They are on match point. Buffalo against match point. And it'll go to the backboard to start us off. Catomac, right side. 8 seconds in, the Miracles take the lead for the first time since game 1, actually, at the start.
Yeah, Kato just continued. He took a little bit of a goal-scoring drought in the last couple of games, but he's found his form again. And what a start to this game for Minneapolis. Their defense has been super solid, and can they add on to it? Tater, no double for him. He'll pop it to Daffy. Daffy and Tater on low boost. Bubbly Reaper has the most on the team, sitting at about 30. Flick pass by Stewie. Stewie will just send it long. Daffy clears it off. Bubbly Reaper and Tater both go, but shouldn't be that big of an issue. All 3 Minneapolis players in the corner, and awkward. Stewie gonna have to go up for that touch and hits it away. Now, I mean, you probably want another goal, but hey, we sit back, we let the game come to us for these next 4 minutes, and they try and close this series out.
They've got the lead, but they've got free possession on the other side. It's Bubbly Reaper who goes fast central. Tater not ready for it to go that quickly across the net. Now Daffy looks to take possession. They do switch to the Octane. They're going to kick this one out towards Tater. Goes to the backboard looking for the double. Leaves it for Bubbly Reaper, but can't get around it to put a shot on net. And now Catomac gets it over Bubbly Reaper. It's an open net. Jives is just going to let it go in. The Miracles go up by 2.
Yeah, Kato keeping it. I mean, he's taken over the series. He's been doing it all day, and he will continue. It's a 2-goal lead for Minneapolis, and I mean, they look in control. Omaha have had some chances, but they really got to step up the offensive production if they want to force Game 5.
Yep, they've got to pretty much immediately respond here. Here's a chance. Tater off of the crossbar from the pass from Bubbly Reaper. Not going to be enough just yet, but Tater loses a 50 to Jives. Gonna go back to Bubbly Reaper, who gets absolutely clobbered by Catomac, and Jives puts it into the back of the net. The Miracles extend their lead to 3.
Yeah, it's a good pass. Jives doing his thing. He finishes that one. 3 goals, 3 minutes for Omaha. They need, I think they need one early to just stop the momentum from the Miracles, but the way it's looking, it's been all Minneapolis, and they're trying to just storm, or they're just trying to, I mean, just finish the series off. Maybe one more goal could do it, as Kato controls it into the corner, but Tater takes it over. Tater towards the middle. Daffy can't find it. Bubbly Reaper still in their box lurking. Tater's going to turn on no boost. He'll give it away. Jives will control. Gets 50 away. Kato pops it high. Stewie not going to go. And Daffy with the double gets a good 50. The offense has not been there in this game, or at least the consistency on offense for Omaha, and that's what's really hurting them so far.
Yep. Sorry. It's a good pass though. I mean, they have the opportunities. Just the final. It's either their passing plays are either shut down by a miracle player or the shot is just off. And they've had both go. I mean, it seems like every time it's been against them. But fair play for Minneapolis to cutting them off. Cato looks for another off the post. Jives can't turn it around in time. Tater now goes back to awaiting Stewie off the post. Reaper's ready for it. Puts it central. Daffy, though, can't get it because it's just denied. It's just constant coverage on the defensive side for the Miracles as Cato's going to get a touch over to the right side. It's Tater. Can he do anything? It's going to be off of the backboard. Daffy up. Not going to be on target, though. They're throwing everything at the Miracles, but right now it just might not be enough. They go for the demo on the back line onto Stewie, but it's not going to be enough. Stewie now over the left side. Flip reset. Has another touch. Maybe gets for the bump onto Daffy. As Reaper going to try to get this one to Tater. It's going to drop down. Surely they get one here. Miracles are not letting them get any.
Yeah, Minneapolis controlling their goal, or patrolling their goal like it's their, like it's their life. Cato, another good save. 1 minute to play, and Omaha have been shut down in this game. Absolutely. It's an absolutely defensive masterclass as Stewie puts one on. It's just been end-to-end dominance for Minneapolis here in game 4. Cato, as the boost gets past 1, Bubbly Reaper will clear, but they don't have time for this. They have to go 40 seconds. Can they find it? Not at the moment. Stewie will control it, just waste some time. He'll take a 50. Daffy towards net. Cato! It slips through, and you can kind of see that goal looming as Stewie and Cato just kind of get tied up, and nothing you can do there. A good shot by Daffy. 30 seconds. They need 2 goals.
Yep, good patience from Daffy, but is it a little bit too late? 30 seconds left. The kickoff will go towards Daffy. Cato gets a touch. Bubbly Reaper trailing this one. Just gets a powerful touch central. Tater leaves it for Daffy. This could be good, though. The shot just not threatening enough from Daffy. An easy save for Stewie. A big one nonetheless. Reaper fakes it out. They've got the fakes, but the shots, they've just been off. To the backboard it goes. It's an open net. And Daffy scores. Finally, they break through, and that's exactly what they needed. But they've only got 8 seconds to work with. It's still doable. But they're looking at 8 seconds against them. But it's definitely a situation they'd rather be in than to be down by 2. So 8 seconds to play here. What could be the end of the series as Minneapolis win the kickoff, but it's back to Tater.
Oh.
Midfield pass to Tater. Nobody has ball possession just yet. Jives looking to drop this one. It's off the corner. Can it stay up? It's right to Tater, who puts it high. Catomac's gonna drop this one to the ground. Minneapolis will take it in 4 after almost a scare at the end of that game 4, which could have gone to 5. We could have been in a whole different disaster for the Miracles, but they escape this game and they'll take it in 4.
Yeah, definitely. It was got a bit nervous for Minneapolis there at the end, but they show their level and they come out on top. Cato played out of his mind in his premier debut for season 9, my MVP of this series, and Minneapolis looked to turn their season around, improving to 2 and 4.
They're coming off of 2 wins, one to Des Moines, who used Catomac in that one. So with this team, they're 2-0 ever since they've. I don't know if he had subbed in prior, but at least with him officially on the roster, they've been 2-0. So they're looking to be on the right track. Big win for them. It looked shaky. It looked like the Buffalo had a chance to even go on to match point at one point, but the Miracles hang on. They get their game back together. Almost throw it away there in the closing moments, but it is just not enough, as we will take you guys to a short, about a 10-minute break, as I believe it's the Burnsville Inferno gonna be going up against the Bemidji Lumberjacks. That'll be our next matchup, as we will see you guys after this short break.
They say time should heal, but it's been too long. Couple months and I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to.
They say that life's too short to be holding this tight. So why am I walking light? And in this world of light and color, I'm not afraid of the night. When this future's so bright, that I got all these friends and we're like, it's not the end. Whoa, this new world is ours. This new world is ours, and all these friends, and we're like, it's not the end. Whoa, this new world is ours. This new world is ours. This new world is ours. They say the life's too short, and I can feel in my bones. The horizon is close now, now, now. And the world's been changing lately, but after the storm, we come out strong now, now. And I got all these friends, and we're like, it's not the end. Whoa, this new world is ours. This new world is ours, and all these friends, and we're like, it's not the end. Whoa, this new world is ours. This new world is ours. was all alone. Then you showed up under my umbrella. Oh, shelter from the cold. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? I saw you all alone. Your eyes match the weather, raining under pressure. Oh, you say you wanna go, yeah. So let's get away from here. Let's get away from here. Let's get away from here. Strangers found lost in time with one another. The hourglass takes us further from here. Strangers found lost in time with one another. The hourglass takes us further from here. What you know about? What you know about? What you know about?
Hey, welcome back to the MCS Premier stream. I'm joined here with my friend here, Flo. I'm excited to get cast in with him. Just a quick recap: we had the Hibbington Ragers take on the Rochester Rhythm. I believe the Rochester took that one. Then we had Omaha take on the Miracles, and let's see. I'm actually not sure who won that one. I think it was maybe the Miracles. I don't know. But and it was yeah, what Wolf said. You could hear him. But now moving on. Oh my God, it's fine. Whatever. Yes, the Miracles won. But moving on, we have Bemidji taking on Burnsville. And what do you have for me on this matchup, Flo?
Looking at Bemidji and Inferno, on paper it looks easy. I mean, you've got Burnsville coming in at ranked 3rd coming into this. I think they're 5-0, and you have Bemidji ranked 14th. They're 1-4. So Bemidji, they've had kind of a rough start to their season. Burnsville has had hot start. Kind of funny, they're in the Inferno, coming out hot. But if you take a look at their schedule, it's a little interesting because Burnsville, they have played one team in the top 8. And they have played 4 teams. They played Rochester. They're ranked. Now they're ranked 5, but when they played them, they were ranked about 7. And other than that, they've played St. Paul. I think they're 14th right now. Bloomington, they're 16th. And then they went to Game 5 in all 3 of those games. So they went to Game 5 against St. Paul, Game 5 against Rochester, Game 5 against Bloomington. And those are kind of games you expect them to win in a bit more of a dominant fashion. So Burnsville, while they are 5-0, they've had, I don't want to say an easy schedule, but maybe something a little bit harder than Bemidji's have. And also, if we take a look at Bemidji has Sauce, and Sauce is an absolute statistical demon. I mean, he's rank 1 of total score. I think he's averaging right around 550 score per game. He's rank 1 of total shots. He's sitting at 4.3, and he's rank 1 of total goals, sitting at 1.41 per game. So Sauce is an absolute demon, and I think he's going to drag him. I think he's going to drag him to a win. I have Lumberjacks. Give me Lumberjacks in 5.
All right. I like that call, actually. I'll actually rival you on that one. I'll say Inferno in 5. So
Inferno in 5, all right.
Let's see if the Lumberjacks will be able to cut down this Inferno squad. All right. Leading off, we have a nice little kickoff, kicking out to Sauce in the back left Bemidji corner. And starting off slowly, but I'm sure as we go on, this series will kick up quite nicely, maybe get a little hot, taking your joke, as Gavalanche can kick it over to Swift. Swift, a little fake, we can call it.
See Zodax shooting on an open net. There's no one home here from Bemidji. I mean, you see Gavalanche, he's looking for boost in the midfield. Swift and him both turning, it looks like, but they're both 0. Sauce had just committed for a play, and Zodak's going to put that one away.
Yep, testing the keeper. We all love to see it. Starting off on kickoff here, we'll see it kicking back to Sauce again in the back left of Bemidji corner, as he will look for a play over the Burnsville squad, as Gavalanche will get a nice little kick out from the Bemidji goal line. Sauce looking for a pass upfield. Gavalanche makes the executive decision not to go for it, and really seeing after that first goal, we're really seeing this Bemidji squad take a stand in the Burnsville half.
Absolutely, it's looked a lot hotter, a lot quicker out of Bemidji. A bit of a double commit there, unfortunately. But I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Bemidji here. I'm seeing, I mean, you saw Gavalanche. He almost had that nice double. Looking for another one here. Has it saved away. Sauce taking it into the corner. He's got a pinch mid, but not looking like something's going to happen out of this here. Bomber looking for a clear. And a nice play away from Notice here. They've got a 3v1, it looks like. Sauce, well defended. And Bomber with a nice looking shot, but easily saved away by Swift here. Swift, you know, a player who he's looking a little quiet, but Sauce is going to put this one away. Got a nice tie looking here for Sauce. He's got the pinch off the sidewall. And just a shot, and Notice can't do anything about it. He's too slow to react. He's not positioned quite properly, maybe.
Yeah, that is no monkey moon goal. There's a defender in the net looking to stop that shot, and Bemidji will take that one home, go to their moms. Maybe she'll put it on the fridge. We'll see what happens going forward with this series. As Sauce will take it into the air here, looking for a shot on net, cleared away by Bomber over to Notice on the left wall. Notice looking to slow the play down in the midfield as Dodak will take control of that. Sauce, a nice intervention over Bomber. Shot.
And he's got it over the entire defender, and you see Swift coming in for the bump there. But does it even matter? Does this bump by Swift even matter? I mean, you see Sauce, just such a heavy touch at the end. Maybe Notice would have gotten it, but a wonderful bump by Swift, and Sauce putting on his second of the game as we come into the 3rd minute here.
Yeah, I feel like we're watching a masterclass develop already. It's going to be a good series, and hopefully our predictions will stand up here as this Lumberjack squad will really like cement down in this Burnsville corner, in this Burnsville half, as I feel like ever since that first goal.
Here's Sauce again, it's a bump!
Oh my...
And Sauce with a hat trick right as we turn into the second half here. I mean, it's what you expect from a player like this, right? End of the bump coming out.
As I was saying, we're really seeing them cement down in this half. Since the first Burnsville goal, we haven't really seen the ball leave this Burnsville half, which is what you love to see coming out from the boys in green. And we might see another one here, just off the post there. But I really like this like close rotating aggression that we're seeing coming out from this Bemidji squad.
Here comes Sauce. He's got a reset, looking for one over Zodak, but he's got it played well to the corner. And 2, you know, it's interesting you should say, you know, you like this if you're a Bemidji fan. You like this hot, tight rotation. You like all the pressure and the goals that I would say Bemidji, but really it's Sauce is getting as he scores his 4th of game 1. And
I mean, as you said, it's just he's managing to drag his team to the finish line here. It's looking like a Sauce masterclass as he already has 750 points on the board.
absolutely unbelievable out of Sauce, but you know, it's what you'd expect. Maybe not against a team like Inferno, but it's what you'd expect out of Sauce. Of course, if you take a look, Gavalanche and Swift both fine players, yeah, but you know, statistically they're not quite as loud as Sauce has been so far in this season.
Yeah, for sure. And Sauce, obviously the number 2 pick. I love seeing him step up on this team and allowing these players, Swift and Gavalanche, to really allowing them to develop, if that makes sense. Helping them develop as players, I hope. And as we're seeing them putting on a barrage of, I guess we'll call them shots on this blue back wall, as Sauce will
Sauce
get
with
his
his unbelievable out of Sauce. And you know, it's funny you should talk about Sauce letting these players develop, because coming in and looking like coming out of this trade window, Bemidji hasn't made a move, and Bemidji, I believe, is ranked 13th, ranked 14th, and they haven't made a move. You know, you'd expect Burnsville hasn't made a move either, and you'd expect them not to. Of course, they're sitting at top of Prem with 5-0, but Bemidji, they were 1-4 coming into this, and they didn't make a move, and that might be surprising, but it looks like they've got at least something figured out, as Sauce looking to relieve some pressure here. It looks like another shot from Notice, and finally Burnsville's going to get on the board again.
Yeah, I feel like this game has just been the Bemidji show. So I'm loving seeing this Burnsville squad, who I had to predict winning in Game 5, as you predicted the Bemidji squad winning in Game 5. But I love seeing this this kickback from them, not just allowing Bemidji to walk all over them, as Zodek will try to keep it in the orange half, but Sauce will intervene there, as Bomber will kick it out to Notice. Swift, blocked by Swift, and I feel like we're seeing this blue team, this blue Burnsville team, really. I feel like this is the first time we've really seen them like locked down in this Bemidji half.
Yeah, it finally feels competitive as Zodek looking for one for the road, but it's banged off the post. Not quite going to find it. You're going to want that one back, even if just for morale. So, Grayson, I got to ask you a question here.
Yeah.
You predicted Burnsville in 5. Is there any bias as a former Burnsville player? I think you played for Burnsville. Was it in your debut?
No, I got traded to Burnsville Rising Star Season 7. Shout out Quick. And no, there isn't. I just want to say, my team, Chicago Premier, we beat the Lumberjacks 3-2, and then we turned around same week, got 1-3'd by Inferno. So including Inferno won we won the first game against Inferno. So maybe they're just heating up on this series, and it'll be tighter these next however many games, depending how locked in the Inferno are.
Absolutely, and I'd love to see that out of them too. The Inferno, they looked great out of the gates. I mean, they had the first goal in that game, and then Saw scored 5 on their heads, dropped 1,000 points.
Yeah, let's highlight that. Sauce just dropped 1,000 points with 5 goals. No wonder he's the scoring leader. All right, it's let's see if he'll do it again. I want to see if he'll do it again.
Can Sauce do it for 3 games in a row? Can he take him to a sweep? That would be quite the upset if Bemidji here could take a sweep over currently the 3rd team.
Yeah. As we see this Burnsville team, they're looking to take this game. Obviously, they're looking to take the series, and I'm hoping to see this Bemidji squad really. I'm hoping to see Sauce, actually. I'm hoping to see Sauce really show out, and I want to see the Sauce show, if I'm being honest. I want to see the Sauce show and what he can pull off against this Burnsville squad. Obviously, his teammates Swift and Gavalanche, I want to see them as well, but also I kind of want to see Sauce stat pad, if that makes sense.
All right, you want to see a Monkey Moon Sauce, perhaps. But yeah, and Burnsville obviously looking to take this game, and they looked fine at the end of game 1. If I'm gonna be honest, obviously they lost 5-2, but the end there, it looked like they were getting some pressure. It looked like they were getting some looks. And we see this here coming into the corner. It might be open for Zodek, but he puts it over. Bomber follows it up, and there's just no one home. Swift, he probably had Zodek taking that shot. Zodek did not take that shot. He plays it off the bar. Whether that's a miss or whether that's a smart play to his teammate, I don't know, but it works out for the Bemidji.
That's true. I have been noticing that that Burnsville's playstyle really shows in close matchups. They have a very aggressive shot taking playstyle, as we see Bomber turn up just shy of the midline there. I love to see that. And Zodek clearing it out to the corner. Gavalanche looking to take control of this and maybe beat 1 or 2 defenders. Bomber takes control off the back wall. Zodek commits as 3rd, but Notice will bail him out. Notice shot just wide. Bomber will keep it in, and Gavalanche will take a touch out to Sauce, and Sauce will clear it out of the half.
Gavalanche looking for one, and he's got it. The pass from Sauce is picture perfect, and Gavalanche, the change of direction is too unpredictable for Bomber to save that there in the net.
It's just
both covering the left side of that goal there, but Gavalanche, excuse me, puts that well off to the right.
That's true. That counterattack was just so methodical. I could see it play out, and it was just a great like give and go from Gavalanche. It was up to Sauce on the wall, then kept going upfield, waiting in the midfield for the Sauce pass back. As we see Sauce again on the ball, going for a double tap, shut down by Notice, and Notice looking for a clear out into the this orange Bemidji half as Gavalanche looking for an air dribble, stops by Bomber. Sauce trying to slow down the play here, as it does slow down in the corner, and we have a little standoff from Bomber and Sauce in the middle here as he looks for a double tap, and cleared out by Notice into Swift in the Bemidji half.
Here's Swift coming out of the corner. A bit of a lack of control as Bomber's going to take it off him. He's looking for the double, but Sauce has it read all the way. Zodak stopping him in the mid. Gavalanche. What's he got? He's got a 50. He's looking for maybe a bump on Notice. Couldn't quite find it. Zodak with the bump on Swift here. Sauce looking to play it on net, but it's saved well to the corner by Zodak. It's looking a bit awkward maybe here if you're the Inferno, but managed to clear it out of their half. Notice beats Swift into the corner here. Sauce looking for a 50. Can't find it. Bomber with the shot, and it's just off the post.
Yeah, this is... I feel like we're seeing in a lot more competitive game than we were seeing in game one. It's obviously it is because it's still 1-1, and we're seeing a lot more Burnsville pressure in the orange half, which I love to see. I love to see close series, except when they're mine, and and I don't know. It's great to see as Zodak will maybe get a shot here. Cleared out by Swift. Bomber.
You mentioned this. You mentioned this game is a bit closer than game one, and Sauce has been a little quieter. Obviously, still top of the leaderboard. He's sitting at 353 score coming in, but he's got no goals and 1 assist, which isn't very characteristic of Sauce. We talked about before the game started him leading in almost every offensive category, but he's just about middle of the pack in assists. He's 1 in goals, 1 in shots, 1 in the score. But he does sit about middle of the pack in assists. That's not something you really expect from Sauce. You expect him to do it all himself.
That's true. Maybe I guess we'll see. A big miss out of there from Bomber, but I feel like it isn't something Sauce is doing, him being quieter. I feel like Burnsville is just being a lot more on top of this defending of the Lumberjack squad and really getting in their face, locking them down, which isn't allowing Sauce to just farm goals against them.
I agree. I don't think it's necessarily Sauce quieting down, but Burnsville heating up. As Gavalanche playing it off the wall, it's saved away by Bomber. Notice, what can he do here? Zodak with a 50 on Sauce. It's out in front of the net. It's hanging, and Swift looking for it. It's going to be into the corner. Bomber, what can he do? He can miss. Notice with a miss as well. It's looking awkward on the Inferno side. As Sauce pinches it off the ceiling. But well defended by Bomber here. And the Burnsville Inferno are going to have a bit of space, a bit of time, but not a whole lot of boost as Bomber forced off the play.
Yeah, we see Gavalanche here playing out to the corner, maybe looking for a clear out of their half as he gets a good 50 out to Sauce on the sidewall. Sauce out to Swift. Swift looking for a beat. Unfortunately, it pops out to Gavalanche into the corner. Just looking for anything here in the corner just to get it out, as Swift will be able to take control on their side.
Free ball, but Swift too low boost to go for that, as Gavalanche uses all of his to try and make something happen. Here's Bomber. He's playing it high. He's got it pinched down. Zodak looking for the shot, but well defended by Sauce on 0 boost. We see the double commit come out from Swift and Gavalanche. This might be an opportunity the other way for Notice. He's coming down. He's got it on his hood. He's going for the musty, and he's over Sauce with what I like to call the buttsty flick, where it's not exactly a musty, but more of a musty with your butt. Look at that. It's right over Sauce, and he can't do anything about that as the Inferno tie it up. We've got a 1-1 series on our hands here.
All right. So we're calling it the busty flick.
No, the butt Steve Flick.
Oh, okay.
You
Oh,
must
okay.
see it with your with your butt.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I think we really saw Inferno heat up there. Hate to say it, but I called it. They're not game one players. What can I say? They're not game one players.
Not game one players, perhaps, but I mean, there's only one way to figure out how game 3 goes. You know, is the Lumberjacks going to respond? Are they going to put on another dominant Sauce masterclass? Is he going to drop another 5? We don't know. We're gonna have to find out here as we get into game number 3.
Stick around to find out. As we enter Manfield Night once again, we're viewing Inferno take on the Bemidji Lumberjacks as Sauce. New preset, new man. That's what I like to say. I don't think I've ever said that before, but I don't know. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll see another Bemidji another Bemidji win. I can't talk right now. All good.
You know, you say new preset, new Sauce, but I kind of want to see the old Sauce. I kind of want to see the Sauce that we saw in game 1, the guy who tore up the Inferno defense.
Maybe speculation, but maybe the power of that preset ran out, which means he needs to replace it with a new one.
It's like the batteries died on it. Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah. It might be just speculation, but
Zodak looking to play it into the corner. It's open, but he's beat his own teammate as Zodak didn't need that touch. He was so open, and Bomber was looking for the shot there, but Zodak tried to back pass, but instead he beat his own teammate, and that's one they're going to want back for sure. As Sauce, oh my goodness, going for the redirect, and Gavalanche puts it right off the bar. Swift looking to follow it up, but he's beat by Notice, and it's just going to be straight into the corner. A very, very scrappy and perhaps sloppy start to this game 3 here.
yeah, again, testing the keeper. I believe that's how they got their first goal of this series, is just putting one on net and seeing if it'll go in. And that's, how many goals have they had? That's one of their 4, I believe. And 2 of them have just been slamming it at the net, as it happens again.
There's another one. This one from Zodak. You know, you gotta wonder if you're Bemidji, what's going on the defensive end here, as Sauce has got a 50 and there's just no one home.
Yeah, have to start questioning. No pointing fingers, but start questioning who was meant to be there. But also it was off a kickoff. Can't be too angry. Kickoff goals happen, but as we see it skyrocket towards the net again. Bomber off the back wall, looking for Notice. Open
Notice looking
net.
for a third, and he's got it, and it's open again. That's 3 in a row here from the Inferno, and if you're a Bemidji fan, you're probably crawling around right now, writhing on the floor in pain.
That's just
as they've
huge.
just left 3 open nets.
That's huge for Notice. Notice, if you didn't see, if you didn't notice, Notice got 2 bumps on the goal line there. Providing that open net for, I believe, I don't know who it was. I believe, wait, or was it Zodak getting the bumps? I don't know, man. But either way, there was someone on the goal line getting two bumps, clearing out the net, and allowing for that 3rd goal to go in.
Yeah, and backpacking off of your name puns, those 3 goals right in a row of really come swiftly, one after the other in this game here.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if Bemidji can collect their marbles and recoup to bring back this game 3.
Perhaps see if they can, put a little sauce on some of their shots. And Notice has got a 4th open net. And Sauce, he expected his teammate to get a 50 here as Gavalanche, he's low boost coming out, jumps for the 50, but it looks like perhaps he didn't get the double jump, or maybe he was just awkward, but Sauce for sure expected a 50 there, and you can see that just go right over his head, sailing top left.
Yeah, I feel like we're starting to see the beginning of the end for Bemidji here. As Burnsville's heating up, is
that going to be a 5th? Not quite as but Bomber's going to finish him off, and it's very reminiscent of game 1, only the other way here. Maybe a bit more team play coming out of Inferno than Sauce is 5.
Burnsville might just have a wind-up time, you know? It's like game 1, they just started cranking. Game 2, they're cranking a little harder. They win that one too, and then game 3, they're fully cranked and just
And there's a 6 out of Notice.
6 on Bemidji.
And that's his 4th. Coming into the, as we approach the 4th minute here. I mean, this has got to be just a go next game if you're Bemidji. I don't think there's anything you could do to come back here. Maybe get some for the road for the for the mental, but I don't think this is a winnable game anymore if you're Bemidji.
Yeah, at this point, it's just for the stats. See if Sauce can get one to see if Sauce can get some I don't know the word, but be able to save his stats in this game, even though he won't be able to save this game.
Got to keep himself at the top of those stat lines as he's contest bomber. It looks like he's got to reset the musty flick bottom left. It's beautiful out of Sauce. I mean, wow, look at this, the 50 from Avalanche. He beats Bomber with the flip reset, goes for the musty flick, and he's around Notice and Zodak, and that's going to get him the first of game 3, and the first in his last 2 games. Sauce has been shut down completely, but now looking to change that narrative.
Yep. As you mentioned, Sauce has been looking a little locked lately, as this Burnsville squad has been cooking. They've been cooking. They're up 6-1 in this game. They're assuming nothing incredible happens. They'll be up 2-1 in the series as well, as Gavalanche will look for a shot. It's turned away by Notice though, as Sauce is looking for anything in the midfield.
Looking for anything indeed, but he doesn't find it as Bomber's going to beat 2. He's beat Gavalanche, but Swift looking to take this out of the corner. Bomber's kind of low, but still gets a decent challenge out of it. Sauce with a miss. A rare one at that. He's got it sent towards the net. Notice is awkward. Sauce doesn't quite get the read off the back wall, and that's one. That might be their, other than the goal they've scored, that might be one of their best opportunities so far in this game.
Yeah, for sure. And that really speaks volumes to how well Burnsville is locking down this squad as if that's one of the best looks they've had. It just speaks volumes to what types of chances Bemidji has been getting, and it really says, hey, you guys can't score. That's all I'm hearing right now.
That's what it seems like. It seems like they've got a poster right in front of their net and it says, no balls allowed in here, as Notice looking for maybe his 7th. Or Inferno's 7th, sorry, as Notice was looking for his 5th. And that's 4 goals out of Notice. And a goal from each of his teammates. I mean, that was completely one-sided. It could be considered cyberbullying.
Yeah, they're banned.
We might have to get the admins to look into this one.
Yeah, yeah, we will, I think, because any type of excessive bullying is not allowed in MCS. Yeah, we'll have to hit up the coordinators on this one.
You can see Swift looking like the target of the bullying, only with 68 points that game, and if you're a Lumberjacks fan, that's really not what you want to see out of Swift. Sauce, an expected performance, 4 saves, 1 goal. I read about 600 score, but his teammates and Swift especially are very quiet.
Yeah, for sure. We'll be looking to see more out of not only Swift, but just the Lumberjacks this next game. We need to see our predictions come through. We need to see it go to game 5. So either of our predictions will happen, but
I would love a game 5. And as we get in here to game 4, we've got the Inferno on match point. They're heating up again. They looked good in game 2 and great in game 3 as they're looking to go 6-0 and prove why they're the top of Premier right now.
Yeah, for sure. And after this week, I believe we'll have 2 weeks off. So this is the last chance for a little while to claim any points that they want, and that they'll be looking to do. Both of these teams will be looking to do actually, as Bomber will take it to the skies here, running out of boost, as it's taken away by Gavalanche, cleared, boomed into the blue half. As Sauce looking for anything, looking for a pass to Swift. Swift beat out by Bomber. Zodak looking for a quick counter attack, shut down by Gavalanche. Gavalanche looking for a 50. Notice off the corner, looking for a teammate perhaps. It actually goes to a orange player, as Notice keeps it in the corner in the orange half, and I feel like we're seeing a very similar pattern as these last games too. It's as these last 2 games actually, of it just kind of remaining in this orange half versus the first game where it was really staying in that blue half actually.
Absolutely, I agree. It just looks like an onslaught of Inferno pressure again, as Swift maybe looking to change that narrative. Sauce here, he's got full boost. What can he do? Settles for a 50 as Bomber looking into the corner, unfortunately. And you know, Grayson, you mentioned that this is really your last chance to get points, you know, for the next couple of weeks. And there's a great opportunity to get points after week 5, I believe, with the major coming up. And so that's another thing too. You want the best seed you can get coming into this major, because there are a lot of points on the line there. And if you're coming in seeded bottom, you know, that's going to give you a hard bracket, and you know, that's not something you want, as Gavalanche fighting for it. Zodak looking to play it out of his corner now. Sauce opts to leave it for Swift as Swift gets beat. Sauce into the corner. Bomber, what can he do? Saved away by Sauce. Bit of boost, looking for a pinch maybe. He's found one. And Notice with quite the miss there. Zodak the pinch. Sauce, what can he do? Bomber's got it played off the back ball. It's a bit awkward for the Lumberjacks here, as Swift using all of his boost just to try to get a 50. He's got it well into the corner. And Zodak gives the Bemidji a clear here.
Yeah, going back to what we were mentioning earlier, Sauce after that first game is looking not only quiet, but silent. We haven't seen almost anything from him as Bomber claims one for the blue side.
Oh, and it's a weak clear out of Gavalanche, and then he gets bumped. And there's the pass coming through from Notice straight to Bomber, and he's got that slotted perfectly into the top left. There's just nothing you can do about that if you're on the side of Bemidji here. As they force to Sauce again, it seems to be a recurring theme. Anytime Sauce is in the corner, just give him the ball. It's your golden boy as he looks to beat 2. Swift looking to finish it off, but it's well saved by Notice here. Gavalanche looking for the mid. He's got Sauce. That's an open net. And Sauce isn't going to let that one pass as he ties the game and looking to tie the series.
Yep. Sausatron going big again. And really, he needs his goal. He needs his goal to retain his #1 spot in goals per game. As
he knows who he is, and Swift looking to prove himself as well, getting a 50 here. Bomber, he's got a plate up high, but Gavalanche has him read all the way. Here comes Zodak. He's got a pass to Bomber. It looks good, but Sauce somehow with the pre-jump save. Gavalanche playing it high. Swift looking for Sauce, looking for a beat. He's got 30. He's pinched at mid. Swift looking for the follow-up, but it's saved away by Notice. Now it looks like a 2v1 the other way. Notice with the air dribble. Gavalanche with just enough.
A double commit out from the Burnsville side there, as Bomber looking to keep it in this orange corner. Notice playing again into the corner, looking for a shot. Goes wide to...
Bit of a lucky bump in favor of Gavalanche there as he gets bumped into that clear. Buys Bemidji a bit of time here, but Bomber and Zodak looking to make a team play the other way. It's a big miss by Bomber, and it's looking like it's going to be open for Sauce, and Sauce going to take his second of game 4.
Yep. Sauce, again, dragging his team to the finish line here. Let's see what he can do and continue to do in the remainder of this game, just to really solidify this Bemidji team going to Game 5 with the Burnsville Inferno.
Oh, but Bomber, he's got it hanging awkwardly in front of the net. Swift somehow finds a 50. The outside Bomber making an awkward touch there. As Gavalanche looking for the 50, couldn't find, didn't notice it's got boost, but it's straight to Sauce. He's got him red all the way. A reset over Bomber. A bit unorthodox perhaps, but buys time here for the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, as we're seeing this blue side, this blue Burnsville side really lock Bemidji in their half once again. As noticed, might have one final look on the net, going for a bump. Zodak commits, won't get a piece
no one
of
to
it.
follow it up.
As we see,
Looking like it'll be safe for Bemidji here.
Yep, just put it down, boys, put it down. Notice to the ground.
And we have ourselves a Game 5. So we were both right on that. And now, as we come into Game 5 here, who's going to predict the series right? You know, is it going to be the Lumberjacks? Are they going to take another game? Or is it going to be reminiscent of Game 1 where they have a good game and quiet down a bit afterwards?
Yeah, like it depends on Sauce here, if I'm being honest. What can he pull out of his hat? Will it be a rabbit or nothing?
Indeed, can the Magician pull off his trick? We'll find out here as we get into game number 4. Or game number 5, excuse me.
Yep. 5, bucko. As we see them posted up here, ready for the kickoff.
Lineup here, we've got Gavalanche against Zodak. We're going to see another force to Sauce in the corner. It looks like they tried, but killed well by the Inferno. As Sauce playing some mind games here, he's got Zodak beat. Bomber with a nice touch and notice. Full boost, he's got it, it's on target, but well saved by Sauce. Looking for a 50 out of his end. Swift with the bump on Bomber here. He's got a pinch to the middle, but there's no one there to follow it up. As Sauce looking for a pinch, that would have been unbelievable. As Notice has got another one. And Notice, he's looked absolutely unreal in this game. As the Burnsville, first pick.
Yep.
You know, really putting in the work that you'd expect him to work as your first round.
Yep. The Notice philosophy that I've seen in this game is put it on the net. That's about it.
That tends to be a good strategy if you're looking to score goals.
And as we've seen, testing the net it hasn't gone wrong very often.
Absolutely, testing the keeper has been very favorable for the Bemidji here, or for the Burnsville. Burnsville, Bemidji blue. That's tough.
Yeah. We'll see if the Bemidji boys will be able to scrap anything together here in hopes to reclaim their lost goal against the Burnsville Inferno. As we see Bomber fighting to get a 50 here in front of the orange net, and Zodak in the corner looking to beat out Sauce. Shut down completely.
It's a 1v1 here for Swift. Looking for the 50 on Bomber, but couldn't quite find what he wanted. As Gavalanche puts it on target, Zodak got it saved up. Might be a little bit awkward here for Bomber as he gets a nice clear downfield. And there's no one at home for Bemidji. Zodak's got a free shot, and it's going to find the top left. A miscommunication perhaps on the Lumberjack side. You see Sauce go for boost, and Gavalanche rotate back post. I think he thought Sauce was going to take that, but certainly he didn't, as Zodak going to thank a free one there.
Yep. I feel like we're seeing this series slip farther and farther out of reach for Bemidji, unfortunately, but obviously that won't stop them from trying their hardest to reclaim what they've lost in this game so far. As we see Swift trying to clear out for anything, cut down by Zodak, over to Notice, plays off the corner, Gavalanche with a stop. Sauce on the wall, and can't get anything there as Gavalanche is beat out.
And that's another thing too, if you're the Lumberjacks. Maybe not so much anymore, but time was on your side, as Notice is going to take his second of this game. It's been unreal from Notice this game. and this series as well. I mean, you saw him in the 6-0, 6-1. I think he had 4. I mean, it's just been an unreal performance out of Notice, really showing why the Burnsville are where they are as far as Premier rankings.
Yeah, as we're seeing a little bit of, not even a little bit, we're seeing some mainly defensive mistakes coming out from Bemidji here, as they're really, there's been some miscommunications as we've covered before, like the Gavalanche and Sauce both kind of going back post and not really putting a hand up to stop a shot, as Notice looking for another off the crossbar. Zodak corner. Sauce looking for
Sauce with a little boost. That's been kind of another problem when it seems like they finally have a transition. They're low boost, and Gavalanche here on 0 again. He's flicked it straight to Zodak. Sauce looking for save now. It's going to be played up high. Notice dropping it down to Bomber maybe, but Sauce well cleared into the corner. He's looking for Gavalanche. He's full in the midfield, looking for perhaps a redirect, but Zodak's got him instantly challenged. And that's something that Burnsville has done so well in these last couple of games. It's just tightening the collar on Bemidji, so to speak. They've been challenging early. They've been shutting him down. You see Bomber early challenge there in the corner, and yes, it's a goal by Gavalanche, but was it lucky? You know, you gotta wonder. I mean, you see him, he like pre-jumps and gets a dunk, gets top corner somehow, and that's gonna give the Lumberjacks a sense of hope maybe, but a minute and 16 left, and Burnsville's looked fantastic all game, so.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it's one of those situations where it's like a goal to cut down the lead by 6 to 6. But in this case, it's only 2. It's still winnable for Bemidji.
It's a great bump out of Sauce, but they can't put it away. Nice demo to relieve pressure there coming out of him as well. Zodak has got Swift beat, and Sauce has got time now, but he throws the ball away straight to Bomber. Gavalanche gonna have to do his team some favors here. Zodak looking for a Bomber. He's got it cleared over, and Swift with the 50 now. It's looking safe for the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, for sure. We're really seeing. Oh, wait. Okay. Well,
that one almost snuck in.
I was about to say we're seeing not just one, but every hand going up from Burnsville, as that one almost snuck in. But we'll go back to seeing the regular show from the Inferno, just really locking down their half and making sure that Sauce with a shot is over. Swift up, looking for anything here. As
blocked by Bomber is so demoralizing. You know, it seems like a lucky save perhaps, but that's going to be the game here for the Inferno as they take it in 5. Grayson was right, I was wrong, so clearly I don't know ball.
Yep. I am the ball knower. Unfortunately. Not unfortunately. I am. But either way, that was a great showing from both teams. Taking a 5-0 team to a game 5 here, it's a great showing from Bemidji, and just showing maybe they're just getting unlucky in a lot of their games.
It could be, and you know, it almost seems like Bemidji again gets unlucky drawing the 3rd ranked team and in Premier now, as their schedule continues to just be absolutely devastating to them. You know, and if you're the Lumberjacks, you really got to hope that you do well at the major and that you get perhaps an easier schedule coming into the second half of the season.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, wrapping up with that match. Next up, it will not be us casting. I'm not sure who it will be, but it will be the St. Cloud Flyers taking on the Fargo Steelhawks. Stick around. That'll be coming up soon, and yeah.
shit to finish, yeah. I had a minute, yeah. Ain't had to live it, no. I'm back to winning, I'm back to business, I'm back to finish, yeah. I'm back to winning. All your stuff like cash me on. I don't got shit, who's asking? If it don't fit, I'm passing. If I go in, I'm blasting. Let me go home like Manson. Let me taste blood like Manson. Let me taste blood, I put it through handsome. Let me get up like laughing. Hitting the curve, no crash. I said he back, I said he dripping, no drip, no check. I swear I'm running this shit like Jack. Play with my penis, I'm putting it back. I'm putting it back, making it shit, I'm making it smack. Make it so hard that it crack, yeah. Making it kick with a crack, yeah. I'm back to bad, a bitch, she bad as shit. I'm bad at this, I got the benefits, I managed this, I had to hit. I meant the father figure from above. I wish he had his figured at me when I showed him love. I'm back to winning, yeah. I'm back to quitting myself, my prison got shit to finish, yeah. I had a minute, yeah. Ain't had to live it, no. I'm back to winning, I'm back to business, I'm back to finish, yeah. I'm back to winning. All your stuff like cash me up. All that cash me up. Wish you had my little.
She found a way into my heart. Oh, oh, she don't make up, no, she make art. And I need a way to treat it, cause I keep getting high off of her. Off of her. I know that you'd be bad from the minute I saw you. But somehow I keep running, running back to you. Back to you. Back to long nights can get me feeling lonely. Hey. And hearing music that can make me smile. But the way I feel with her cannot be explained. But one thing still remains on my mind. I know that you'd be bad from the minute I saw you. But somehow I keep running, running back to you. Back to you.
Welcome back, everybody, to MCS. Just tuning in. Obviously, this is the last match of Premier this day. You've missed a lot, but you have not missed this match yet. Between St. Cloud and Fargo, I am joined here by my co-caster, Whirl. Whirl, how are you doing today?
I am doing absolutely fantastic here. Looks like we are already getting into game number 1 here. This is a premier matchup, the last matchup of the day here between the Flyers and the Steelhawks. Not too long of an intro there, but I do have to mention something, is that the Fargo Steelhawks have a new pickup in Remzik, technically as their third man going into this, which I think is going to be a really deadly matchup here, Ori.
Yeah, Remzik, known player right off the gate. Almost already making an impact with that shot. Saved away, though, by Flyers defense. It was Mogi Timmy. I think finally getting his Premier. I don't know if he was drafted Premier. I don't remember him being drafted Premier. I think this is a pickup for Flyers, but he was finally going Premier. I know last season he had some conflicts with not being able to go. That another amazing save on the side of Flyers, who so far have been able to keep the ball out of there. It might make it go all the way back down the other end. Mogi can't quite find the solo play. Now another counter attack. This one might be towards the open net. Timmy, no boost, can't get there. Steelhawks finally put one away.
Yeah, Remzik already making a big difference here, and that's just a huge demo on the side of the Fargo Steelhawks. And Remzik showing some great card control, puts that in the back of the net, and the Fargo Steelhawks starting off strong. And I'm gonna be real with you, I don't know the exact skill gap that Premier has, but seeing Remzik as a third man on the team, or as technically the third lowest ranked, I'm gonna be glazing this man pretty much the whole match is basically what I'm saying. I don't understand how he's that low, but Mogi is gonna shut me up, and he's gonna get his first here for the Flyers.
Speaking of glazing people, I mean, Mogi, there's a lot to talk about with this player. I mean, he was the offensive player last season by pretty much then the only contender was Vlogs, and that's just because he averaged like 5 goals a game. But Mogi, somehow not disappointing expectations, even though he was slated to be, you know, the most mechanical, the fastest Premier player. Lived up to that, and the consistency out of his plays has just been astounding. He's carrying it over into this season as well. You saw right there with that double tap. Only just to equalize, though. Only 1-1. Timmy almost hit that redirect, just goes out the crossbar. Steelhawks have to be thanking their lucky stars after that one.
Yeah, definitely. It's looking like it's going to be a fun one. So you're mentioning, are you saying, so Mogi is supposed to be one of the most mechanical players is what I'm hearing from you? Okay, so that'll be a fun one to watch. Like I said, I'm slowly but surely learning a lot of these players for the first time.
Mogi was voted to be like the most offensive, like the offensive player of the year for last season. Right, okay,
yeah. so he's definitely an offensive weapon here, but Remzik does get a nice beat around him as 0 boost. Moss is going to get a huge clear out here. Fuego is going to make a touch into his own back corner here. Ches is going to get a decent touch on it. Mass? Is it Moss? Mass? I don't know exactly the pronunciation there. Mace. Okay. Fuego is going to go into his own back corner here. Try and corral this ball out of his own corner. Mogi gets a clear out. Double commit comes out from the Steelhawks. It's going to end up working out as Moss gets a decent clear. Ches not able to find a touch, and Timmy's going to carry this into the Fargo side.
Pass central. Doesn't find anyone. All of Flyers looking to be on the retreat here. I thought they were going to have some offense. Fuego down the entire field. Can't be giving up space like that in a lobby like this. That was scary shot. Just goes careening off the backboard. Mogi pinch. Blocked away. A lot of open space for Steelhawks to play with. The player goes missing though. Ches trying to recover that. Does do well with the clear. Not able to get much more out of that though. And it's just been very back and forth. No team really finding too big of an opening just yet. Mogi on the ball, gets a beat around 1. On it again, but quickly challenged. Able to take 50, lands right in the hands of Timmy. Kind of a whifty there in the midfield. No one able to come out on top of that. And again, just very back and forth so far with these teams. No one really having a clear advantage in any of these plays.
Yeah, we have to remember that this Fargo Steelhawks team is technically a brand new team with the addition of Remzik. They've been through so many roster changes and stuff. I mean, I've seen almost 3 iterations now with this Remzik addition, but hopefully this one sticks. Fuego is going to go up off the backboard here. Mace is not able to get to that ball. Ches goes for a low boost 50 reset here. It looks like the Flyers are giving them a lot of space, and Fuego finds himself with an opening right in front of that blue net, and it's just a little bit awkward there for the defense, and Fuego's going to be there to capitalize.
Just a simple miscommunication. If either of those players go just by themselves, Mogi can recover, land, and get in front of it, and Timmy can clear it out in open space. But they both go for it. They bump each other out of the way. It's a simple miscommunication, but they're going to have to play on through it, or at least try to. This double tap from Fuego might make it just out of reach for them, but not quite. Only one goal and a minute left to play. Plenty of time. Not if Fargo has anything to say about it. They might tack going on here. Pass middle goes a bit high. Fuego is able to get to it. Flip reset. Read by Mogi. Timmy now 50, just trying to get it downfield. 50 on the sidewall. They're just being cooped up in their own half right now, not able to get anything going. Maybe if Timmy has something, but again, just 50'd away. Mogi has some space, takes it up the sidewall. It's getting early challenge. Beautiful play around one. Pass down middle. Timmy had to put that off to the side. Entire Fargo defense was staring him down in the net, but still in their half. 10 seconds left. Pinch middle, doesn't find anyone. It's a disaster for the side of Flyers. And the comeback hopes and dreams in game one are put to bed.
Yeah, no, that's just a great shot by Ches to capitalize there. And like you said, it's a disaster class from the Flyers defensively there. They do fall apart. And Steelhawks going to find themselves in the lead now. 2 goals. Looking like they're going to pretty much steal us away unless a miracle happens. Looks like this will end. And the Steelhawks going to steal away game number 1.
Yeah, and I think we're going to have a lobby reset with the servers, but...
Yep.
Regardless, well, it was only a 1-goal game until the end there, but yeah, I usually, every single team, no matter what skill level we seem to be at, there's always game 1 usually is always a feeling out. There's always kind of some back and forth, maybe some boomer ball. No one's really going for any risky plays. They're kind of just getting into the groove of the series, and once you get kind of past that game 1, you see players get a little bit more confident. And I'm looking to see which team really takes this game 2, because it's really important. If Steelhawks can get even better in this game 2, if they can play even better, which I think they're going to need to. Flyers are not the kind of team to really lose 2 games in a row like that. Then they're going to threaten a sweep on Flyers with this new roster, which would be a huge statement. Surprisingly, not one of the more surprising things to happen in this league this week. There's been a lot of upsets in every single league, in Rising Star and Challenger and even in Premier. It's been all over the place, but I mean, we had Bemidji almost taking down Burnsville, who was undefeated at the time, going to a game 5, but they don't take that one away from them. Maybe Steelhawks take away Flyers, which... Not saying Steelhawks have a bad roster. Fuego, Remzik, and Chaz are huge players, but Flyers don't have that bad of a roster of their own either.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing I do want to mention real quick, and Remzik's going to rip a shot on, barely goes off the crossbar. One thing I want to mention is the fact that out of the 16 teams here in Premier, Fargo Steelhawks are currently 2-3. Their game differential's -4. So even through all of these different roster changes, all these different players that have played on this roster so far, or on this team, it's been looking good. As that's a great pass down from Remzik. Ches is there for the follow-up, and what a save from Timmy. Fuego's there for the cleanup, and what an amazing passing play from this Fargo Steelhawks roster. Remzik with an insane pass up off the opponent's backboard, and that's just beautiful Rocket League right there.
Just unfortunate on the side of Des Moines' defense. Usually you want to have someone rotate to that backboard when someone's already in net. No one does. They pay the price for it. Even then, they almost get out unscathed, but Timmy's save just hands right into the hands of Fuego, who puts away another one off a beautiful double tap.
Yeah, I think Timmy just kind of gave away possession right there, and Fuego just read that all the way on a great first touch. Reads the double tap, puts it in, and all of a sudden, Steelhawks find themselves in a 2-goal lead. But I want to finish what I was saying before. So the Steelhawks are, like I said, they have a -4 game differential, but they're still 2-3. Whereas St. Cloud Flyers, they are 3-2, but their game differential is only a +2. So that's kind of an interesting stat there. I mean, there's 6 places. So currently the St. Cloud Flyers with a 3-2 record are sitting at 6th place with 15 points. and the Steelhawks find themselves all the way down at 12 as Mogi is going to find their first of game number 2. But I mean, these teams are so similar in records, but I mean, there's such a large differential in their placements currently here in Premier. It's a pretty close competitive division, it seems like right now.
Yeah, and with Mogi's goal, puts him on the board, gives him some momentum, which is huge in a game like this, because if they drop this, they have to reverse sweep, and you know, it might be possible, but maybe they don't have to. Gets back to that one somehow. Huge play to keep that out of their net. Keeps their lead alive, but only for so long. Mogi on the ball, tries to go low. Fuego again on the save. Keeps him alive. Timmy towards the ceiling, drops it down. Read by Ches, who gets another touch. Almost on net. Mogi demonstrated his efforts on that ball. Almost in the corner. Another double commit coming out for the Flyers. That's kind of been their Achilles heel so far in the series. Mogi, 50 out high, middle, has some space. No one really there to put that one away. Mas tries to control, got away from him. Timmy, no boost, can't really do anything with that play. Ches space in the air, puts it around one. Mogi, quick to cut off that pass. Head up to the sidewall. Timmy, almost getting another one of those touches. Mogi has some space here towards the net, almost finds the angle, but denied by the backboard, and Flyers remain down by 1 goal.
Yeah, that's a good touch by Fuego over the sidewall. Puts it into the midfield. Remzik has a full tank of boost. Good first touch to keep it close, but can't control it after the second as Mas puts it off to the side. Fuego going for a sidewall read. Maybe fakes it for Ches, who puts it on net. Remzik's there for a follow-up. 50 goes up off the backboard. Mogi gonna try and take a controlling touch here. Doesn't have much boost to work with here. It looks like Fuego reads that all the way. Gonna try and get this into the midfield, and it's gonna bounce up off the ceiling. And Timmy gets a touch around one. Remzik's waiting though. That's gonna be dangerous. Mas needs to get up here. He gets it up off the backboard. Should have another touch over to Timmy, who makes a little bit of an awkward touch, but Mogi has a free clear. He's gonna go for a reset here. Gets it. Puts a shot on net. Remzik puts it up above his own net as Chaz gonna clear this out, maybe trying to find Remzik. And that is, for me, going to be a connection that I'm going to be looking forward to seeing as the season goes on. Like I said, I'm going to continue the Remzik glaze, but he does so well. He's a very glue player. He's not going to do anything crazy mechanical on you in these high level lobbies, but he's always in the right spot, going for positions and stuff like that. I'm gonna eat my words as Mogi puts it right over Remzik's head and ties it up.
Fuego. That it's definitely not the touch that he wanted, but Flyers kind of feeling like they're getting one back after Timmy did a very similar mistake in pretty much the same kind of corner bounce that happened. Regardless, it's tied up now. Just under a minute and a half left. Mas on the ball, up to the ceiling to the backboard. Ches able to collect. Fuego with the follow, dunked away by Mogi. Maybe a breakaway opportunity. Gets one, only goes as far. This is Steelhawks defender. Remzik now towards the net, top right. Mogi does well to position for that pass out towards Ches. Blocked away again by Mogi. Now a lot of space opening up for Flyers. Doesn't have the boost to collect though. Beautiful control by Remzik. Can't hold on to it for too long. Big demo comes through, and it's all the Flyers on the Steelhawks half for that one.
Yeah, Fuego and Ches just caught up field for so long. Remzik makes a kind of a decent first touch and tries to get there for another one. Knows he has to try and stall it out, but
48. That was a really fast pinch.
Yeah, but wasn't able to stall long enough, and now Flyers find themselves with 3 unanswered goals back to back to back, and looks like they're starting to fire on all cylinders right now offensively. 44 seconds to go. Those Steelhawks gonna look to try and come back and make a change here. Ches can't quite make a touch. Maybe trying to go for a redirect as Remzik's gonna go out of his own corner. Ches getting demoed. Fuego commits, but knows he's not gonna get to it. Mogi's up for it. Not gonna make a touch. Ches makes an awkward save. Mas should be there for the redirect, and he is, and then he puts an open net goal in to go up 2 goals.
Yeah, and Mogi really making Ches awkward. He's more than capable of hitting those. I think he purposely left it, knowing he couldn't really get a good touch. Just made Ches kind of hesitate there, and that's all that needed to happen, was just that moment of indecisiveness, and they're able to put away one, and they're, like you said, firing on all cylinders. They've kind of woken up in the series, per se. Not really the kind of pace that we've seen them so far. Beautiful sidewall double tap, might even put that one away. Denied though. And you can see the confidence just roaring out from Flyers. Again, it seems like they've just woken up, and they were going to kind of need to in this game, because if they played it like they did that game 1 Most certainly would be staring down the barrel of a reverse sweep, but now the series is tied 1-1. Maybe they find one more for the road. Mogi putting it off to the side, can't keep it up. Flyers take away game 2, 4-2.
Yeah, no, that was a much more convincing win, in my opinion. I think the Flyers definitely upped up the aggression by quite a lot. They were really bringing it to Steelhawks, testing out their defense a little bit. But, I mean, like you said, I think Mogi really proved himself here. I think, you know, you talked about how he was like the offensive player of the year or something along those lines, Ori. But in my opinion, he really stepped it up there. He did a lot offensively for this team. And it looked like Steelhawks just weren't able to really keep up with it. So it's going to be interesting to see how they answer back for game 3.
Yeah, whichever team goes win on this one, match point, which is huge, especially in what seems to kind of be back and forth. I mean, even in that game alone, Steelhawks are up by 2, and then Des Moines bring it all the way back. 4 goals unanswered. Might be continuing that streak into this game 3. Huge string of upfield passes here for them. Gets it down the field. Moss towards the corner. Can't connect on anyone. Timmy waiting patiently in the midfield. Trying to hold on to that pressure and does. Leaves it to Mogi. Gets it around 2. And just catches Flyers lacking on the defensive end.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened. I don't think they were quite expecting that powerful of a touch from Mogi. Remzik doesn't have the boost to get up to that. And that's just going to be a free one for Mogi, who almost had 700 points last game. He's starting off this game number 3 on the same pace. Like you said, offensively, this guy is just different. And, you know, everything he touches is turning to gold right now here in this latter half of the series.
I did say Flyers defense. I meant to say Steelhawks. They're both flying-esque teams. You know, the Flyers, the Steelhawks, they have wings. They fly, and who's up in the air right now flying? It's Mogi, flying high with 2 goals so far in this game. Catches again the Steelhawks, lacking on defense, just finds the gap, is in the right spot in the field. His teammate finds him with that ball, and now that is 6 unanswered goals for the side of Flyers. Steelhawks have yet to have an answer.
Yeah, and someone, I mean, I think I casted the Steelhawks a week or 2 ago, and I remember seeing Ches play. He got a majority of the goals and made a lot of the plays for the Steelhawks team, and not quite seeing that again here in this matchup against the Flyers. That could be dangerous. Remzik has the third man, a little bit hesitant to commit. Now Moss is going to go up off the ceiling, get a 50 with Remzik. Goes down to the midfield here. Mogi looking for a settle, but met by Fuego. Ches now going to continue this ball. Try and get in the midfield, but shut down by Mogi. Going out on both sides of the field now is Fuego. Maybe trying to find a pass over to Remzik. Connects, but gets met by a Flyers defender there. Ches going to go up. Try and get this into the midfield here. Remzik is waiting, but Moss with the low boost gets it out of the way.
Mogi air dribbling it down the field, only as far as Fuego, but does get more and more of that pressure, and that's just not what you want if you're on the side of Steelhawks. To be cooped up in your own half with the momentum not in your favor. Pass over to Ches, quickly beat up by Mogi. Timmy now, maybe a strike, but can't quite make contact with it. I'll play down the field for Steelhawks, dancing around defenders, but they're ready for him as another clear and another counterattack from Mogi, and now that makes 7 unanswered goals for Flyers.
Man, I don't know what it is from the Steelhawks defense, but they're just not clicking. It's these counterattacks. I think almost all 3 goals have been some sort of counterattack from this Flyers offense. Every single time it seems to be catching the Steelhawks defense off guard or on their heels. Somebody's just not able to get back to the ball in time, as that's a great pass in the midfield from Moss to Mogi. Mogi's there for a redirect. Timmy goes for a shot of his own, places it a little bit above the crossbar there. Chad's going to go up for a redirect, puts it on net, but Moss is reading that one all the way. Makes a great save. Mogi going across his own net, maybe over to Timmy. He's got a full tank of boost, met by Fuego. He's going to go down in the midfield here by Moss. Remzik leaves it for Ches. Maybe looking for a pass, a little bit offline though, but Ches puts us back in his own corner. Remzik has a lot of boost in his tank, uses his flip, gets it around 1. Ches beats out Timmy, it's just Mogi back. Can Remzik make the read? Ches is also there to make it. And Steelhawks finding their first goal in what seems like an eternity, and hopefully that opens up the floodgates for them.
Mogi, I think, just not expecting that specific corner bounce. If he had a little bit more boost, maybe he could have reacted to it. But yeah, just caught with, I think, maybe like 1 or 2 pads worth. and that's just so rough to have to deal with. But finally, Seahawks get one on the board. How long is that going to last, though? Kickoff not in their favor. They get away with it for now. Moss quick on that challenge, and again, it's just Steelhawks scoop up in their own half, but finally, Ramsey gets a clear down to the backboard. Fuego, pass down central, cannot find his teammate, unfortunately. The magic in game one is not carried over into this one. Maybe I spoke too soon, Fuego. You were talking about Ches kind of being the man on this team, and I do agree. When I did cast them, Ches was the main scorer, but in this series so far, it's been mostly Fuego.
Yeah, he's been really stepping it up here. He's gotten a majority of these Steelhawks goals as he gets the second in this game for the Steelhawks. And I think we're starting to see a little bit of a shift here in the momentum. Steelhawks starting to pick it up offensively to get some goals of their own. And a demo, that's a huge demo from Moss. Timmy, can he get down in time? And he does as he reads that perfectly. Just lets the ball drop a perfect amount to put that perfectly top right. And that's a huge play to shut down this momentum of the Steelhawks.
Yeah, get back that 2-goal lead. Especially with the amount of time left. 1 goal was never going to be safe against a team like Steelhawks, so to kind of refortify that helps a lot, but I know Steelhawks aren't going to be discouraged. You're going to be looking to come back in this one, but not if Moss has anything to say about it. Trying to find that one over to Mogi, but as it gets cut off, Timmy, huge read on that play, almost turns down the other end as a goal as their own, but thankfully there's a Steelhawks player in the way of that lane. Would have been disastrous. They hold on. They go to the side wall. Can't make contact. Leaves it for Ches.
Oh.
Chip shot. Not quite finding its way into the crossbar. Timmy does have to use a lot of boost to work for that one, though. Moss plays safely. Leaves for his team. And I love the way that Flyers are covering so... I think that's the biggest difference between Steelhawks and Flyers and why they're getting these up... kind of these just passing lines where they just dart it between the field, between all their players, is they're so aware where everyone on their team is, and they're all covering different spots on the field. They're not really bunching up very much.
They're spread out, yep.
They're very spread out. They're very aware of where they are, and that's why they're taking advantage of Steelhawks. The Steelhawks are bunching up. They're not really spreading out. You see a bunch up in the corner there. It almost results in another goal for Flyers, but Steelhawks will keep it for a 2-goal deficit for now.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge part of especially high-level Rocket League is just spreading out, covering as much of the field as possible. Almost like, I mean, for those of you that play like any, like hockey or soccer, you need to spread out the field and, cover as much space as possible. We're seeing that here from the Flyers. It's applying even in Rocket League. And like you said, the bunch up is really affecting the Steelhawks team as Mogi's going to put in a 5th goal here, and just a couple minutes ago it was a 1-goal game, and all of a sudden it's back up to a 3-goal lead with 12 seconds left to go. It's looking like the Flyers are pretty much looking to run away with this game number it'd be game number 3, trying to advance the match point. After game number 1, the Flyers have really picked up the pace offensively, and they've really just been out shooting and outperforming offensively this Steelhawks team.
Yeah, and the question is more so now, less of if they win this game or not. I'm pretty sure it's, correct me if I'm wrong, but impossible for a team to come back 3 goals with 0 seconds left. But
yep.
Maybe even 4. Mogi can't find it, but we'll hit the ground eventually. The question is now, do Flyers carry this momentum into game 4? Do we even have to see Champions Field? Do we even go to a game 5?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be... I mean, we know that the Steelhawks team has what it takes. This is probably one of the first times that they've played together. They might have scrimmed or maybe played some ranked together at some point, but I think there's a lot that the Steelhawks team has to gain, and I do think that we are seeing just the surface of what the Steelhawks team is capable of. It's like you said, it's just going to be a matter of if we're going to see that here in game 4. Are we gonna see this Flyers team go back to back and not reverse sweep, but pretty much take this series by the handles and just take it for themselves?
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like Steelhawks haven't been doing anything. They've showed signs of life. They've showed potential. It's just, I think, kind of the biggest thing is the bunching up, kind of the lack of coverage sometimes on people's plays. That shot was scary. Mogi keeps them out of the woods for now, but still in their own half. But I mean, especially with the kind of names that Seahawks has, this team is going to at least make land, hopefully. And I think that's what they have to look forward to. Yeah, maybe they don't win this week, and it's not like you're going up against an easy team either. Flyers are a really tough cookie to crumble. But that's a huge mistake, and that's 2 huge mistakes, but Remzik comes out from all that chaos and slops it top bins.
I don't know how he got that power on that shot. He has literally 0 boost. I mean, perfect corner shot there. 125 kph.
Jesus
like you
Christ.
said, top bins right from the midfield. And I don't think anybody was expecting that amount of power. And Steelhawks find the first goal here of Game 4, looking like they might have some signs of life. It's a huge bump from Timmy to shut down that opportunity from Ches. Remzik gonna get a 50 here. Ches might turn on this. He does. Tries to get a pass over to Fuego, but Moss is there to cut that one off. Puts it over to the other side of the field here. Mogi can't quite get the read. Timmy looking a little bit awkward here. Ches gets a decent first touch. Might be able to follow up on it. Can't quite get the 50 with Mogi. Fuego's gonna put this maybe into the midfield for Remzik. It might be a good shot, and that was an open net. And Remzik can't quite capitalize. That would have been huge for their momentum.
They really needed that one. One goal is never safe.
Nope.
In a series like this, that would have been huge for them. Like you said, that was an amazing bump play. Just the shot was not there. I don't know who the shooter was. But you can't be leaning your head down too much for that. Moss, flip over one. Remzik this time ready for it on the backboard. Timmy, another attack, blocked away again. This time by Ches. Beautiful pass out the backboard, another save. Their defense is getting stretched thin, but they're holding on so far. Mogi can't find anything there. Timmy only getting a 50 out of that play. Huge beat in the midfield. Moss has to make this touch on the backboard. He doesn't. Timmy comes out of nowhere. Steals that one off the striker. Back towards the midfield. Moss back to Mogi on the backboard. Remzik, though, there to collect. Usually you don't have to worry about pre-jumping that touch from all the way in midfield like Remzik did, but just the presence of Mogi on that backboard's enough that he has to jump that early and waste that much boost to get to it. Otherwise, it's a very scary opportunity.
Yeah, I completely agree. But the Steelhawks have been looking a little bit better here offensively. That's a pass from Remzik into the midfield for Ches. Ches not able to find the touch, though, and this is going to be another counterattack. And we've seen the Flyers do these time and time again. Not able to capitalize right away. Timmy's there for the shot, but Ches barely gets a piece of that one and puts it all the way to the other end. Remzik's maybe going to try and read this 50. He does. Puts it up off the crossbar, but Fuego a little bit hesitant to commit to that one. Mogi going for a flip reset here. Gets the flip. Tries to put it low, but met by Fuego. And Remzik's going to put this over to the other corner, or into his own corner. Mogi trying to get this midfield. That's a decent 50, but Remzik's going to pop this out. Ches with another follow-up. And Timmy, who's been the resident third man on this Flyers team, trying to try and get this into the midfield. Remzik, again, looks like all of these Steelhawks members just opting to keep this ball into their corner where it's safe, but the Flyers seem to find this ball, are able to, find ways to get the ball into the midfield, but the Steelhawks defense is going to survive for now.
Yeah, but how much longer can they hold on for? The game's far from over. It's all a minute and a half left to be played. In the hands of Mogi. Quick 50, though. Brings it away. Open space. He's still in the play. Being a nuisance, stealing boost. Lands over to Timmy. Has some space to work with, taking his time. Quickly challenged by Ches, just having none of it. Catches the entirety of Flyers off guard with that one. Mogi to the ceiling. Pinches it out. Gets 2 Fargo players to bite. Timmy with some space. Air dribbles it over 2. Towards the net. The bump doesn't come through. Mogi, if he got that one, it surely would have been in. But regardless, they're still searching for their first one in this game. They were high scoring every other game so far in the series. In this game, Game 4, it's been really quiet from honestly both ends. Fargo might have had 2 goals instead of 1. Will that come back to bite him, though, in these last 40 seconds?
We're going to find out. This is a really dangerous opportunity. Mogi goes for the bump, doesn't find it. Remzik now with a counterattack, puts it on net, and Mogi just barely not able to get back to that one. And Remzik gets his get back and gets the second goal in for the Steelhawks that we mentioned. And that's all it took. No crazy shot or anything there. The net was wide open. And Steelhawks can capitalize with 37 seconds left. Yeah.
A bit of a sigh of relief if you're a Steelhawks fan there. Had some PTSD flashbacks earlier this game, but they come out on top. It's not quite over yet, though. I mean, Flyers have been able to put away quick succeeding goals. They might have a counterattack opportunity here. Mogi in the air. Last man's getting harassed. Flip reset almost fakes out the entire team, but Ches flying back towards his net, makes the save, keeps them alive. It'll be enough to get them one more game in this series. They're going to need to fight for it even harder on Champions Field as time ticks down. Game 5 is imminent. Flyers unable to put away a goal this game. That's a huge statement for the Steelhawks defense.
Yeah, when the Flyers aren't able to get those huge counterattack pushes that they've been getting and catching that Steelhawks defense off guard, I mean, that was pretty much the extent of the Flyers offense, really, in the past couple of games. I mean, there was like upwards of 2 to 3 a game so far where it's just been quick counterattack, transition from defense to offense, and it was just a goal just like that. And to me, or correct me if I'm wrong, there was a couple decent chances for the Flyers, but it was pretty much, everything was handled pretty steadily by the Steelhawks defensively this game, and that was a huge difference from the past couple of games that we've seen.
Maybe we just need to see some more creativity from the Flyers, or maybe even some non-creativity. Maybe they just keep it simple. A lot of the plays that game I saw were pretty flashy, mechanical. Maybe if they just keep it simple, do the basics really well, might catch Steelhawks off guard even, because they might be expecting that more advanced play. But we'll see.
Game at
Someone's
number
got
5.
Beautiful thing about this game is someone has to win this. There is no tie, there is no draw. We might have to sift through a 10-minute overtime if we have to, but someone will have to win. Maybe it's Fargo off the rip. That is such an unfortunate situation on the goal line to start off this game for Flyers.
That's just a great, demo. Oh, that's Fuego's doing right there. He finds a piece of the defender that would have probably had a decent touch on it, and pretty much pit maneuvers him at the last second. That just slow rolls in. 10 seconds here into this last game, number 5 on Champions Field. And the Steelhawks starting off strong here. Remzek going for a flip reset, gets shut down by Timmy. Ches has enough boost to be able to settle this ball, but Timmy's going to be an annoyance here in this orange corner. Fuego's looking to carry this one out, gets it around 1. Ches is going to be there, maybe. He's going to turn on this ball. Puts it in the midfield for Remzik, who has a full boost of tank. Or a full tank of boost. But nonetheless, that's something that we've seen many times from this Fargo Steelhawks team. They've been looking for passes time and time again, and it's been pretty effective, I would say. Maybe not a lot of actual goals from it, but they're dangerous chances every time they do them.
Oh, Timmy had an opportunity there. It was open. Moss to clean up, and that's another one hit offside. Mogi can't quite get the waterfowl bounce to go around the defender. This one hits out mid. No one's there again for Flyers. They had their opportunity on that offensive push there. Maybe not done with it yet. Keep it in the half. Mogi towards the backboard, not in. No one there for the follow-up again. I feel like that's the biggest difference right now, though, is on offense. It seems that Flyers aren't... I was praising how spread out they are, but it seems that sometimes they're playing too far back. No one's there to play those passes, to play those cleanup plays. They're either too far away or just not expecting it.
Yeah,
It's been killing them so far. That's a huge double commit, but they're having their opportunities. It's not that they haven't been getting their chances. They're having their opportunities. Mogi is getting absolutely harassed on the defensive end. There's absolutely nothing you can do about that one.
Yeah, this has really been what Ches has been doing all series long. He's been that annoying first man, just disrupting wherever he can, and that's what he's doing right there. That leaves the net wide open for Fuego to lightly pinch that ball into the net, and they're going to find their second goal now here in this series. 3 minutes left to go, though. A lot of Rocket League left to be played. Fuego going for a bump on Timmy. Can't quite find it. Timmy's going to go up off the backboard, makes one miss, and there he is. Mogi is there for the shot, and that's just a well set up play by Timmy, and a good finish by Mogi to put that away.
Yeah, I almost thought that one was saved. I think Fuego actually hit that one in, unfortunately. Mogi actually didn't hit that one in. That was going post and out, but regardless, I mean, if you're Fuego, you don't really expect a miss from really any caliber of player, let alone Mogi, on that one, but only a 1-goal game. Flyers on the board. What can they do now? I think once they take that lid off, they're so... What an absolute unbelievable play from Timmy to Mogi.
That was a crazy pass by Timmy. Oh my goodness. Perfectly redirects that right in front of this orange net. Puts it on a platter. there for, I honestly, I didn't catch who actually scored
Mogi.
that. Mogi, and that's just a beautiful goal from this Flyers team. And you mentioned the offensive prowess of Mogi, and we're seeing it right there between him and Timmy.
Yeah, I mean, not much more you can ask for. They tie the game up. And the crazy thing is, we're only halfway through this game, and it's basically 0-0 at this point. But the momentum definitely has to be in Flyers' favor after that play. Not if Fuego has anything to say about it. Trying to get some offense kickstarted here off that pass. Huge pass. If Remzik does not rotate on that side of the field, that is in their net. That was an unbelievable play, but doesn't find its way in the net. Steelhawks wipe the sweat off their brows from that one. They're not out of the woods yet. Down to the middle, Moss. Huge beat on the side of Steelhawks. Mogi has to play this one out. Try to place it into safety towards the net. Timmy there yet again to be the savior for Flyers, but only for so long. As they put another one away, up by 1 goal. How long can they hold on to this lead?
Yeah, I don't know, but Timmy makes a desperation save, and Remzik finds himself in the right place at the right time to perfectly slot that one top right in the Flyers net, and they're going to get back to their 1-goal lead. And like you said, it's going to be a matter of how long they can hold on to it. Remzik has a double tap opportunity denied by Mogi, showing some good backboard defense there off the backboard, and Moss is going to go up for a chance of his own, but loses control of it. Ches is still upfield with 0 boost. He's going to try and get that midfield, but can't quite get it there as Fuego gets a good 50. Timmy's going to need to make a touch. He does. Remzik's going to go up, maybe. Might just give away possession, though, but Fuego is there to meet him. Ches is going to be there for a shot, but blocked away by the Flyers defender.
Yeah, and another demo opportunity coming through. Moss having to go early. It's open. Mogi. Again, these rushback saves for Flyers have been saving their life time and time again. Maybe they don't find one here. Off the crossbar, not in. Bumped out of the way. And finally, Steelhawks, through all of that, find a goal.
Plan B works out here for Ches. He rips the shot, not able to find it. Recovers perfectly, bumps out the last man. And Remzik puts it in. 2 goals in the lead now for the Steelhawks. And they've got to be feeling good. Minute left to go. They need to not let this get away from them. Don't grow too complacent. Don't let this get away, as Moss gonna try and get one here because they're gonna need some soon. That's a huge shot from Mogi, but denied by Fuego. And now Remzik's gonna carry this out. Timmy gets a touch over 1, but a good follow-up from Ches is gonna put this over into the blue end.
And I'm loving what I'm seeing out of Flyers. They really adapted to, the Steelhawks. They really adapted to what Flyers were doing in their defensive end, the way they were clearing the ball, the way they were possessing it in their own corner, and they're absolutely punishing them for it. And that might as well spell this series. Somehow, it seemed like as Flyers got further and further away with the momentum, Steelhawks were able to come back in the race and even get ahead right at the end where it matters in Game 5. 3 goals now. 30 seconds left. It's not impossible, but with a kickoff like that, even more time ticking down. So hard for Flyers to come back in this one, and that might as well be it, as they can't even get it out of their own half right now. And just the way that Flyers adapted to this more controlled, more mechanical... Sorry, again, I keep saying Flyers instead of Seahawks. The way Steelhawks adapted to this more controlled, this more mechanical, this more quick Flyers play by just playing more patient, not committing themselves upfield to those possession plays. It really, at that point when they started playing like that, it just seemed like Flyers didn't have an answer. Like what you said, once those counterattacks kind of started getting red and they weren't following their way through, Flyers didn't really know how to play the ball out properly, and it seemed like their offense kind of just fell flat.
Yeah, like I said, when they aren't getting 2 to 3 counterattack goals every single game, like you said, I think that was kind of the extent of their offensive prowess here in this series. So once the Steelhawks were able to kind of read that and, like you said, adjust defensively, I think these games became a lot easier for them and a lot more obtainable. But the Fargo Steelhawks going to progress to 3-3 on the season. That should give them a good boost, both in the points area and in the mental, right? I mean, I think the Fargo Steelhawks, I'm assuming that they probably landed on a good roster now with the addition of Remzik, assuming that he stays on the roster and sticks around. I'm I'm a huge Remzik fan, so I'm biased when I say this, but I think Premier needs to be scared of this Fargo Steelhawks team with the addition of Remzik. Sitting alongside Fuego and Chez. I'm going to be paying attention to this team, and I think everybody watching should too, because they're going to be deadly going into the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of the outcome of this series, I was starting to say it in Game 4 because I honestly really thought Flyers were going to take away the series after that Game 3 with the way they played. But regardless of if Flyers won or not, I mean, on paper, that's still a scary roster, and this is just their first time really playing together to kind of feel out. So you can imagine how the series, as the season goes on, how they're going to get even better from where they are right now. And taking down a team like Flyers isn't really the easy. Again, it's not the easiest thing you can ask for a newer team to do, but they find a way. And yeah, I mean, this is definitely a team that players and GMs are gonna have an eye out for. They're gonna be, you're going against Steelhawks, you gotta be worried about it, but we won't be seeing any more of them for a while. In fact, we won't be seeing any more MCS for a while. The next stream we have is Rising Star on Thursday. This was the last match of Premier, the last match of this week. If you want to catch more action, be sure to catch Rising Star next week, Thursday. Actually, I think we're going on a break. If I'm not mistaken. Brock, yes, we're actually going.
Okay, so it sounds like we will be going to a break. I know you guys can't hear Wolf right now in the background, but we do have a week break. That's what it's sounding like. So it'll be exciting to see.
No MCS for a while.
No MCS. Gotcha. So 1 month until the next stream is what we're getting in our ears right now. So that's quite a long time, Ori. So, we're getting trolled. We're
getting trolled by our producer right now. We return on the 16th. So 2 weeks, not a month. A month is a lot longer than 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Wolf does not know how to read, apparently. He needs to go back to preschool. But we will be back on the 15th or 16th. 2-week break. We'll catch you then. Try to find something. I don't know what you're going to do when you're not watching MCS, but...
DCRL land. Oops. There you go. Watch that.
We'll see, but make sure to catch us when we do come back. I've been Ari, joined by Whirl. Have a good rest of your evening.
Peace out.